But I'm just so glad it's skateboarding. It's been the one thing that came to me at the right time. It could have been anything I imagined, but skateboarding was what it was. So I love skateboarding to death. That's right when I found skateboarding. Like, my friend showed me it and I was like latched onto it because it was the only thing at that time that was really fun and like my escape. And I fell in love with it, you know? Oh, hell yeah. There we go.
All right. So I got it.
Hell yeah, Ricky. I'm stoked. First, let me say, I'm stoked you're back, dude. I'm stoked. Last time was cool, but like, we're back.
Well, last time was for more of a reason. This is now what you normally do, right? Just funny, fucking fun skateboard shit.
This is kind of what I wanted for sure.
Yeah, this is what you do. I see all your videos. This is kind of your theme. That was something I appreciate it, and that's the last we need to talk about it. But still, it's this is the funny, fun skateboard shit. And honestly, dude, when I wrote to you. I don't know if it was an interview with Chris Naracco back in the day, like 2012-ish, or your free lunch or whatever. But one of the things that I read or saw it was just kind of funny how we've connected in so many different ways. You know what I mean? But because, I grew up in a different time period than you, right? But everything you do is like happy, fun loving, funny shit. And I was always so serious, you know what I mean? Like the way skateboarding is just different. And when I see you, when I'm, especially when I'm going through all your videos and I'm going through your interviews and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our age gap definitely, you know what I mean? Like it contributes to all that. And when I started versus when you started, how the industry on the East Coast kind of was, you know what I'm saying? Kind of helped dictate a little bit how I was and became, and as well as how, who you were and who you became as well.
And honestly, like, so my position is I grew up skating and just hearing about you and your generation and all you guys ripping in style. Like I was watching you guys like, whoa, these are the fucking dudes. Like I was probably in New Hampshire, like just learning flip tricks and you guys were already doing stuff, which is like, that's my angle of this,
Yeah, it's crazy because there's people before me that I could say the same thing.
Yeah.
And even though some of the people that I might speak to, I might actually be a year or two older, which is even funnier. You know what I'm saying? Like
I do.
Looking up to some of these Shut dudes and all those dudes from wherever, most of them from New York, New Jersey, and obviously Chef from DC. I mean, I might even be older. It's just, I started skating a little bit later and stuff like that. It's funny because I grew up in the woods, and dude, when I hear you say New Hampshire, I mean, my mother is from New Hampshire, and I know there's nothing in New Hampshire to skate, let alone there's nothing to skate in Medford, New Jersey, in the woods.
Yeah.
And I think that's funny because that's how we started, but obviously a lot of our influence comes from a couple of years after when we started, and we started kind of diving into certain things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe you go into it for your delve into like skateboarding and the industry and sponsors, and maybe go into that a little bit.
You want me to just jump into all of that in one?
Just give me like a general synopsis of like how your trajectory through into the skateboard game. Just quick. You don't have to go into it.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I grew up in South Jersey, and, skateboarding was in that next 10-year boom in 1985, Back to the Future and all that stuff. I got my first board on my birthday, which is in August of 85. But I mean, I played, I grew up in a very jockish neighborhood, right? Our town, everyone played sports. So I played sports every day, but I never did any school sports. All I did was Little League, like in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, maybe. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we all played sports. And then as skating started, you skate for a little while, you throw the ball for a while. Shit, I had a 4-wheeler for a while. You know what I mean? I grew up in the woods, so we did all kinds of things. And then it's just kind of naturally just, I don't know, it just grabbed me and took me to a certain way. I mean, I raced bikes for a little while too. And, and that was pretty big at that time. And in South Jersey, realistically, you couldn't get a skateboard through a skate shop. You got it through bike shops where I grew up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I guess you can call a mail order, but it was that way. And I'm pretty sure it probably was the same way for you up that way. You know
Oh
what I mean?
yeah.
But,
We have like one skate shop. It was like a mom and pop, and we would just go hang out there and whatever, you know. And there's still some of those around here. You'll see like a bike shop and they just have a few boards or something, you know. There's not
yeah, just
zoomies
lingering.
everywhere. Yeah.
No,
but same thing.
Again, you started a different time period. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
there
but
should have been
same thing.
Should have been skate shops by the time you started skating. You know?
Yeah, in New Hampshire there was just like Snowboard Jones, and then there started being Eastern Borders, but it was still like you had to drive really far. It wasn't like you're hanging out too much, like.
Yeah, I mean, my brothers work for the bike shop in town, so that's how my first couple boards came about.
All right, so jump forward a little bit, like let's go completely forward all the way to like Zoo York. Let's go to Zoo York because that's a connection point that we have.
Well, yeah, no,
we have to talk about Donny too and KT.
Yeah, no, don't jump ahead. Dude, I wrote you don't jump ahead, but yeah, you're right. Like, so, right, you grew up in New Hampshire, then you moved away. You know, I grew up in South Jersey, but we both, through the years, eventually got connected or linked to a major city scene. Obviously, mine was Philly, and yours was Boston. You know what I'm saying? But neither one of us really grew up from either one of those two places, but still in our skateboarding life, in our skateboarding world, that is how we're known and what we've been associated with. And that's when, you know, I thought that we can break from there. And then the connection would be, we have the Boston Philly type connection.
Yeah.
We have the Zoo York connection. Now I got on Zoo in 93.
How'd that come to be? Like, where did you go to the city a bunch and skate with?
No, I mean, I did go to New York, but I didn't go to the bunch. I mean, I was always going to Philadelphia. It really did come down. I wrote for fun when I was in SF and I fucking had that issue. So I wasn't on fun anymore. And Roger basically, you know, made a call to Rodney from Zoo, and I was on Zoo, like, boom, like right away.
Damn.
And then, and that's kind of how that all started. I mean, I tried to get, but I mean, years before that, I used to go to Playground Skateboard before I was just like a sponsored skater. And that leads into another connection that we have is Donny. That's where I first met Donny as a little kid. You know, he was good, but he wasn't like, he didn't become Donny yet. You know what I mean? But from there, Bruna De Silva, Tony's mother, who owned the skate park, she tried to get me on Shut right before I went on this Cali trip by bus. You know what I'm saying? I took a bus to Redondo Beach, California, stayed with this dude that I met, and I eventually got on Z Products that way. So I almost was affiliated with Shut Zoo prior to my time, but that didn't really transpire until all that shit happened. And then I got on Zoo, and I wrote for Zoo for a little while, and I was already getting better and, you know, more known. So I had, my board came out in like 90, you know, it's end of 93-ish, but basically it's just say 94, you know what I mean? Because my ad for my pro board was in, I think, January 94.
What was the team like when you're on? Who's on there?
So when I was, I mean, you know, I mean, Zoo York was like mostly all the New York skaters, you know what I mean? But, you know, you had Hang, right? Yeah, Mike Hernandez. Yeah, you got Peter BC and Robbie Gangemi from up north, but, you know, he was always in Boston, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, but, you know, Hamilton, you got Harold. I mean, you had Ryan Hickey, who was fucking coming up like huge, right?
Such a good lineup.
Yeah, no, there was, you know, Frank Nattiello.
Yes.
Also, right? I mean, and Jamie Story.
Ooh, so good. Does she still skate? Yeah. She does, right?
Jamie Story is a dude.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who am I thinking of? My bad. I know Jamie Story.
Reyes.
Jamie Reyes. Sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking New York female skaters. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Jamie Story. No, Jamie Story is amazing,
a little different too. Yeah, he's a white dude, a little different. But yeah, no.
I misgendered him. Oh no,
dude. That's acceptable today, I guess, huh? But he was. I don't really know the timelines.
That's right, though. I remember Jamie's story. I just was thinking Jamie Reyes for some reason.
I mean, shit. When I first got on, like Ivan Perez was on and off before I even think I got on. He was like a mythical creature to me in New York.
Dude, that's when I was driving home. Sorry to stop you, but when I was driving home, when I was driving home, I was thinking about this, and I was like thinking about Donny, and I was like, yeah, we do have a connection there. And I actually said to myself, Donnie's like he used to be like a unicorn to me. And that's what you were just saying. You're just saying like a mythical creature.
Yeah, no, I mean, Ivan is a legend. I mean, just, you heard more stories about him than you ever saw him skate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you saw him, he was just very powerful, very intimidating person. But Barker was on.
Ooh, Barker Barrett.
I think Barker was on when I first got on and then was off. I don't, like the timeline is a little bit phased, but I mean, look, Pang had the board, BC had the board, Hickey had the board. You know what I mean? And I have my board, and then Serge came on as M, and then years later I got Matt got involved too. Yeah. But that was like the main dude. So I mean, like when Serge and I say we would go up there, and we never really sweated New York the way that most other people did, because we were just such skate rats. If we were more scenesters, we probably would have ate up and just bought into it all. You know what I mean? New York is so powerful.
It does that to people. I've watched people move to New York, visit New York, all that, and just swallow them up.
Poof. Yeah. And we were just such skate rats, but we'd go there for a weekend, whatever. I mean, I stayed at Ryan Hickey's house. These dudes stayed at the warehouse a lot. And it was so much fun, exciting for us. You know what I mean? But we were just such skate rats that we go there. You know what I mean? We go back. Like a lot of people go to New York and try to steal the way they talk and stuff like that. And you see it across the board. I mean, Deuce and Cali, it is what it is. But New York is that way. But we were just such skate rats that it was just fun to go there, skate there. But we always wanted to get back home because Philly was so untouched. It was incredible. And at the time, oddly enough, New York was so untouched for the most of it. But that all that changed when, we annihilated Philadelphia and, going away from the main spots and stuff like that and getting shit where people never seen and stuff. That started taking more people started kind of getting involved, wanting to skate that way.
Yeah.
And then New York started getting covered. And then you had Bobby going over there and, you know what I'm saying? Like finding a lot of stuff in New York.
Dude,
he put the effort into doing it.
Yeah.
And, but it's very similar to what we did. But, he was like a one-man show and had so many things that people have never seen before. And he unearthed it,
That's like one of the best things about skateboarding is just getting lost, but looking for something at the same time, and then finding something and then creating something and capturing it. And that's one of the best feelings, right? Like just getting lost.
I mean, for me, we've always, yes. I mean, honestly, like I would rather not have a photo of something that other people, I mean, I've had plenty of photos where other people have done stuff on, but I mean, I've all the hundreds and whatever photos I have, it's most of the things, it's either I skated first or I found, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that was just something that we targeted and we liked, and not everyone was into that, but it is what it is. So I started for Zoo, like our connection with Zoo, I'm in 93-ish into 94. I mean, you didn't even get on until the 2000s, right?
Yeah, man. I'm so bad with time, like giving you dates, but
you turned pro in 2009. I did see that.
Yeah, I was riding for World then. That was after.
No. You left Zoo to go and you were pro for World. And we'll get into the World stuff. But as far as Zoo, like when you first got on Zoo, you probably signed a contract.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No, it's so commonplace. Don't get me wrong. But when we rode for Zoo and when I rode for almost everything, I barely ever signed a contract.
Yeah.
I mean, I did. I think for my shoe companies, I did. Maybe for Lost Clothing, I might have did more corporate type things. But
Lost is like a surf too, right? Surf skate.
Oh no, it was all surf, honestly. But yeah. I mean, they were super nice to me. But yeah, that's one of those weird companies that I rode for just as much. When I see you rocking Vision Streetwear real big on your fucking shirt right now, it reminds me of that, because Vision Streetwear was something back in the day. Now, I don't know about that, but they take care of you.
Yeah, I also rode for Split too, which is a surf like clothing.
No, it is, but Split was more skate related than Lost, but in my mind. But my buddy Skip, I actually talked to him the other night, and I told him I was talking to you, and I think he might have been the team manager when you first got on.
Oh, sick! That's awesome. I feel like I met a team manager in the beginning.
But I grew up with him from where I grew up in the woods. he moved way to Santa Barbara, like when we were like 16, something like that, whatever it was. And then he came back. He used to skate with Frank Harada when Frank Harada was young. I'm a little older, you know, but my buddy Skip, I lived with in the city and stuff like that. And he skated, but he eventually became team manager for Split.
Oh, Sick.
And I don't even know.
Frank Harada is so good too, by the way. Remember how good that dude was? I haven't seen footage in a while, but
I mean, he probably doesn't skate as much as I do. You know what I mean? Like, he's not probably out skating all the time. You know what I mean? But he was like, she's a short too. But I don't know. My buddy Skip always said I reminded of him when he went out there. You know what I mean? Which I don't know. I'm much taller, but I guess it's the way that we went about skating.
Yeah,
is what he maybe thought about. But yeah, because you just mentioned Split, I thought you did right for Split, and I'm almost positive he was the team manager when you first got on.
All right, so to go back to Zoo York, when I got on, basically what happened was Zoo York. Let me think. So my friend Seamus was the team manager.
Yeah.
He started through Fireborough with us, with me, Westgate, Susky. And we all just came from New England. We were like the Zoo England crew, you know, because we came up.
We were Zoo Jersey. Not coming there. Yeah, for sure.
So then I got on Zoo with Susky. We were all riding for
Westgate?
Birdhouse. Yeah, we were all riding for Birdhouse. And Seamus kind of moved us from Fibro to Birdhouse to Zoo York together, like, and just worked out deals.
Kind of how what's his face Sal moved some of the aesthetics team over to Zoo.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was a next level of changeover. Yeah.
And then when we got on Zoo, it was like KT, Kevin was there, Forrest, Kirby, Eli,
was
Zared.
Kenny Hughes still on it?
Oh, I wish, dude. I grew up watching that dude.
Yeah, he's one of my
180s,
favorites.
so good, dude.
He's just one of my favorites. He's like, for a big man, he's like one of the smoothest skateboarders.
Is he from Carolina, North or South?
Yeah, I think he's from North Carolina.
He's cool too. I never met him.
Yeah, no, yes, Kenny's one of the best people.
That's awesome to hear.
He's up to the level of like when we talk about Donny, the esteem that I have. Kenny's the same. He's amazing.
That lineup on the Element.
I mean, now Westgate and Zara were on at the same time, right?
Yeah, and they fought each other, sort of.
Well, because like local talent, like from your up north, and battles from up there came down.
Just like I love telling this story because it's so childish. It was like Zared was basically running the show at Zoo on some level, you know, like he was the youngest dude just jumping down Hollywood 16 and like
putting out for Chaz Ortiz.
Yeah.
No, of course.
Brought Chaz in as a buffer, you know, because Zared's just a monster, you know.
Zared's he's one of the best people ever. He's one of the best skateboarders ever. Really,
dude, fully. And at his peak, it was amazing. And so he's just running it, just doing like he's just outworking everyone because he's young and just dumb and full of cum.
No, but he was a dude who was just skateboarding and just always skateboarding, and that's all he did, right?
Yeah, and he's from Massachusetts too. He's from
I know. He's up in the Cod area, right?
Yeah. So Zared's just like a monster, killing it, having the time of his life, and he's traveling the world riding for Zoo. And then we come on, and Westgate's kind of like the young dude, but like he's on the same thing as Zared. Just like they got big sponsors, they can land anything. Like people love them. So like. I can't remember what happened, but we were just out one night after drinking and shit. And they just got into like a wrestling choking match in front of like everybody. I remember like the America team and it started as like one of those things where it was like playful, but then it got serious. And
serious, right?
Yeah. And they like kind of fought each other. I remember
a little pride got involved. Huh?
Yeah. Clash of the egos. It was awesome. I remember like going in like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You know?
That's funny because they're both fucking awesome dudes and they're both amazing skateboarders.
They love each other. It's
ridiculous how good some of the people come from like clusters of areas throughout the country.
You know what? You stood out to me as one of those people when I was growing up because like in the Northeast and so even down to Florida, it wasn't like California and stuff. Like you just have onslaught of people out there. Out here was like pockets and clusters of people that met and like built scenes and like you could tell who was doing it, you know?
Yeah,
honestly, from me watching the videos,
it was all about skating for, our time period. We didn't really think about money and, foolishly and whatnot, but still, it was all about skating. And for us specifically, we were so more jazzed to promote skating in Philadelphia than any sponsor that I had. Like I was Zoo, right? But I could have rode the way that we did it. I probably could have rode for any other company, because what we did is what we did on our own, for ourselves, for our own scene, and expanded obviously from Philly down the coast. But I could have rode for, Black Label, a company that I sent a sponsor tape like in like 1992. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could rode for anybody. We still probably would have, Matt rode for Acme, which wasn't really anything for us over here on the East Coast. And then when I rode for Z, I mean, most of my friends like either made fun of me or laughed at me, like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? I'm like, dude, they take care of me. What am I going to do? I'm skating. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not like Z did anything on the East Coast. Like, sales weren't booming on the East Coast, just like, when Matt rode for Acme and stuff like that. So it would have made no difference what company we would have rode over. And it's just a different time period. And for when I started to you, and for how you're starting, when you started, I mean, there was a lot of things already going on. You know what I mean? Like there was already a scenes going on, and you didn't spend your time. But
you guys built that stuff, because like seriously, the fuel of watching you guys trailblaze with photos and videos and just like the demos and everything you guys did, like that helped lay the seed in popularity and people's interest in building brands and sponsors and all that stuff
on this side. Yeah, no,
helped
Rodney.
me.
Yeah. No, seriously, you're like a go-getter. I don't know how many videos you got. All I need. It's like all you got is all I need videos all over the place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you put the work and you put the effort into it. But you see that you have the opportunity to do so. That we didn't have that, and we wanted that so badly. And we were just some of the first ones. But really, I mean, Rodney and those dudes in the early shut days, that's what they wanted too. You know what I'm saying? And it was even harder just a couple years before when we started having like these waves of thoughts. You know what I mean? It really is just like, why do I got to move? I don't want to move out there. Like, if I move away, then who else is going to terrorize fucking Philadelphia? Like, we got it. It was so open season. I mean, we have so many things in between Matt, Serge, Freddie, right? Fisher, I mean, most of it, Mizzou. I mean, there's a lot of us that we trekked all through the city for the sole reason of finding something new. So when the photo was taken, you know what I mean? It's like, I've never seen that before, because most of the time, especially if, you look through the big Transworlds and Thrashers, right? Transworld, I mean, honestly, because we're smart enough, we can see that, Jesus, these 5 photos are from the one session.
Yeah.
5 different dudes with the fucking same thing, doing different tricks, but you're like, holy shit, that's like the same session. It's like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see the same spot every 5th page. You know what I mean?
There was like a point where people just like didn't care about that. They were just like shooting the session, and it was like totally like that. You could tell in the magazine, you're like, yeah, they're all just hanging out and they're just shooting photos from one day. Like it's, I'm glad. I like when people explore and
it probably made it easier for like Grand Bretagne, really. Like it made it for the photographers. It probably made it easier for them. They can just go, and get the money for all that one day. He's focusing on his craft, just making sure whatever the fuck the skater does, he's getting the proper photo, right? Yeah. We just started caring about, we know that no one's ever seen these spots, and they're ours. We want them, you know what I mean? Let alone, I've created spots through time as time went on, but in the beginning, it was like no one went anywhere. Yeah. Literally no one went anywhere. So, and we had we had full reign just to run it.
That's a big distinction though, like from people who are just skating and being in a scene and going to the same spot, compared to like a distinction between that is like, I'm gonna go find something and film it. That's like a video part to me, is like finding something unique or different, not just like going somewhere, hanging out, and then documenting it. It's like you're on a mission. Like that's huge to me. I love that.
That really is the love of what we did. I mean, because we still went to Love every day and hung out, fucking burned, fucking did whatever we wanted to do.
But it's fun. It's like hanging out at the park for a while.
We would go skating. That's skating. Matter of fact, we were already skating before we got to the park, because that's one different way of thought of skating, is from our house or the shop to Love. Then we skate Love forever long as we want, go wherever we want, and then we come back, skate Love, and then go home. And then, you know, we would just say skate rat. So we skated all day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I'm
the city was definitely wide open.
All right, let's touch on Donny a little bit. How'd you meet Donny for the first time?
Right on. So yeah, so from the zoo connection, we have the Donny connection, and obviously we'll get to KT. I mean, Donny, I mean, I met him at the Playground Skate Park in Wallingford, Connecticut, which was, you know, Bruna De Silva is the owner, this woman that Tony De Silva, who wrote for Foundation.
I remember
right?
Tony.
Like the original Tony De Silva. Isn't
Yeah,
there like
I
two
know.
Tony De Silvas?
Yeah. There was Tony Silva that rode for Foundation. He was the
Tony De Silva rode for Foundation too.
I know. Yeah, it's
but, all right, so it's
a whole lot of confusion.
Yeah. So, but he was this young kid. I mean, there was Abe. There's a lot of dudes. I mean, there was a lot of good dudes that were there. And when I used to go, I mean, it's a hike to go from Jersey up there. But we used to do it for a little stretch because, you know, I skate mini rap like crazy back in the day. Every other weekend, it seemed like, you know, me and my buddy Joe and Bean would drive up and stay for the weekend. And, you know, obviously that's where I met Donny. But, you know, I would go and battle Jim Gagney. Like every time I was there, we battled because we were like, we could skate very similar. But I mean, every time he went to the spine, I mean, he took me out. Like
he's nice on a spine, dude.
Yeah, he do his 360s over the spine. I'm like, all right, dude. Yeah, good for you, man. You know, but we always would just burn and just skate. It was these were fun times on that level. You know what I mean? But Donny, you know, was doing nice backside tees, but he wasn't Donny yet. Like the way that you know Donny and what Donny has shown and displayed his life, he didn't start doing that yet. Like he wasn't a unicorn. Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, he was a good skater. He was smooth, but he was just young, and he just wasn't aggressive, and he just wasn't just the flair that Donny became, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, look, when he came, you know, we helped him with his little fucking street edge when he adopted Philadelphia for this little bit of years. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I met him. And then when I rode for New Deal, I mean, look, he would element, and I rode for New Deal. Some of the trips we'd go on, I mean, he would be my roommate to wherever. You know what I mean? But, you know, he would stay at my house when Skip and I lived in Philly. He would stay there for a long ass time, you know, and just when Dan started wanting to film all these things, because I don't think that Donny was, I'm not sure if Donny was in Eastern Exposure 2 that much. If he was, it probably was like a contest or like a little segment, like at Kendall Park roller rink or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember the shred for Mike's in the roller rinks. Those were sick.
Yeah, no, those were not. And those were actually like at this big fucking center. I went to the first one. I think I was in Australia the second time. But Kendall Park and Eatontown were roller rinks, little roller rinks that on one night of the week we could skate. And it was kind of a hike from Philly to go there. But dude, we loved going there. But my time with Donny is it goes back just, you know what I mean, quite a while. Even before we were like super close, I have my memories of my time with Donny before him and I had our connection that, you know, seems like realistically we'll probably be friends for life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel the same way.
I don't know what's higher than being friends for life. You know what I mean? Like, how much closer can you be than friends for life, I suppose? You know what I mean? Yeah. Even though, you know, he lives up there and I'm down here and I don't see him that much, but you know, if you talk to him, it's not a day's gone by, you know. And clearly, you know, me getting on your show the first time, it all started with me calling Donny because I know Donny was close to you. Yeah, you know what I mean? And Donny kind of was that little link. But yeah, I mean, I've done when Donny moved out to California, staying with him over there, and when he bought his new Volvo fucking car, his little Volvo wagon, dude. There's good times. There's definitely good times with Donny.
Yeah, Donny. I definitely feel the same way. Like I can just hit him up, and it's like it's Donny. You know, like no time's passed. You're just back into like homie mode. You know, like instantly. That's when you know you have a good friend for sure. You nailed it with that one.
Yeah, and just some of the trips that I've done with him is it. You know, like some of my Barcelona trips, like, you know, the one time when he was there, I'd go skate with him all the time. It's just, I don't know. You had Donny Barley, Justin Struman, Kenny Hughes, Kenny Reed. Yeah, you really, you know what I mean? Like,
Those,
road shooting some photos, Brian Ueda, Frankie. Yeah, I mean, just great times, honestly. It's funny how I can say one thing. It just really can spur on all these other different emotions and memories of all these other times that kind of connect in such a way.
it's amazing.
And I guess,
it's awesome.
I guess why we're doing this little episode this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Donnie, to me, like, he changed my life. Literally, like, Donnie, I met Donnie, and Donnie, I always talked about my upbringing and how my family was, just because, like, if I didn't, I probably wouldn't be here. So, like, I just kind of
you would have held it in, right?
Yeah.
No, it's good to release.
Yeah, exactly. Talk therapy, and like with people that I'd be friends with. And Donnie knew me and knew my situation, and he literally helped me get on Birdhouse. Like, he was like, yo, like, you're the AM from the East Coast we need. And that's not when I met Donnie, because I met Donnie when I was younger and I watched him in videos, and then I met him first. Like, I watched him in videos and stuff first, and then I met him because he would go to the events and stuff, and we end up in Skaters Island. And he was just a unicorn to me. I was a young kid learning all the tricks, and Donnie was that professional, like, seasoned style pro that he is,
So Donnie's that much older than you, than, say, Zared, and like some of the dudes that I guess are more your peers, I guess you would say.
It's weird.
Like, is Donnie someone's older? But I mean, what about Matt Pales and like dudes that are like of that age group? So Matt Pales is just a little bit older than Donnie.
Yeah, so you got that generation is one above me. Like, I'm like you in a sense that I was watching dudes and kind of fanning out on them, and they were like maybe younger than me. When I got into like media and all the stuff with skateboarding.
No, when you started getting good to the point where dudes now want you on the team.
Yeah. I mean, like,
skateboarding is still like high school. It kind of, you know what I mean? Like, people can hook up homies, but people hook up dudes who, Donnie recognized talent. So obviously you were fucking ripping, and Donnie was like, dude, you'd be a great asset. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You skated everything too. You skated everything too. So you definitely had no problem fitting in with the Birdhouse bill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, most of those dudes can skate everything.
It's funny because you were saying earlier how like a lot of my videos are just fun, and like there's a lot of vlogs and stuff. And there was a time when I was very serious, and it was those Birdhouse, Fireborough, Birdhouse, Zoo York was like when I was like video part driven and like serious about sponsors and trying to travel and like paying my bills, basically, more importantly, like all those things were perks. But I was like, I just need to skate my ass off and create enough energy and movement to be able to pay my bills and get a sponsor so I can keep skating and like live, but Donnie like sent me a lifeline, you know what I mean? Like, got me on Birdhouse just off of his word and like a sponsor me tape. Like, I was skating my ass off for sure. Like, I bet
you were
Nollie Crook down Brea 12, and like I did a bunch of shit like right in that beginning part that I was like, but it was all because Donnie just like knew my story, and I was skating my ass off, and he just
he put the faith in you, and he's basically taken, if you didn't work out, he takes the hit, but he didn't have to worry about that. You know what I mean? Like, you were a skate rat. He knows what skating is. You know what I mean?
And then, not to lick his nuts too much, so I'll talk about when he was on Zoo. When he was on Zoo, he was a nightmare because he was like king at Zoo, and he was always the last dude to the van, and he'd come out with like, we'd all be hungry in the van waiting, and he'd come out with like a plate because he ordered room service, and he held us all up. He brings a fork and a fucking cup with plastic over it so it doesn't spill.
So
he's like in the van, like, what the
this is contract time, Zoo York. Yeah. So you're getting paid money, right?
Yeah. Everyone's getting paid.
Because I mean, dude, me getting $1,000 a month and getting $200 per check every fucking, every 5 days. Yeah, I'm not ordering room service.
Yeah.
No, but that's that time period. Yeah, no, I know he was
to fast forward. Yeah.
They put him on. And then didn't, after he even not row for a while, then he became like a team manager, then he did some other stuff for him.
Possibly. He's been,
I think he came back. He's had a long career.
Totally. And he's still like doing stuff with Element like that too now.
Oh no, I know. Yeah. No, for sure. That one of the photos that I sent to you, right? Yeah. When him and I, like with my kids, we took some boards too, where he was like, if you brought a blank board, they would cut it. Like, he and some dudes from Element, whatever, they came to the shops, and this was at Nocturnal, I believe, right? And he cut out cruiser boards for us, and they had these generic shitty fucking wheels and trucks that they had mass quantities of that they would attach to the boards.
They'd give it away, right?
That photo. Yeah, exactly. That photo that I sent to you, that's actually in the back of the shop from that day.
Wow, that's sick.
Because I mean, my kids haven't met, they haven't met Donnie all that much. You know what I'm saying? Just because I mean, I didn't start having kids so years later when he was already living in California.
I got a question for you. When did you, this is like a life one, not really a skate one, but like when did you feel comfortable, or did you feel comfortable having a kid, your first kid, and if you did, like financially or just like
well, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, anything
or...
financially in my life is nothing's okay whatsoever. It is what it is. But I mean, I had my first child when I was 30. So I mean, I've already done a lot of stuff in skateboarding already. I mean, I wasn't still done because I still had, my static part, my New Deal part. There's still things that came out that I'm proud of. You know what I mean? Like,
let me say, too,
I didn't get older and get shittier. You know what I mean? But
no, I was gonna say,
pushed it.
Let me say, you aged like your skating aged like a fine wine for sure.
Thank you.
For real.
But as we didn't. I have 3 children, and not one of them were planned in the regular terms of how people try to fucking plan out their life. You know what I mean? But dude, I love my kids to death, but there was no planning. There was nothing like financially, no. I mean, I really can never really take care of my kids, to tell you the truth. You know what I mean? I mean, I can, but not
you're
the
working.
way that
You're working.
Not the way that I was supposed to, or what I should have liked to.
I mean, it's a lot of responsibility having kids, and you take that financially, knowing that you're like, okay, these are lives I have to pay for and take care of, and we need people to have kids. And like,
yeah, well, honestly, my dad took care of all of us, you know what I mean? But my dad was a trucker. He never was really home that much, you know what I mean? And when I had my kids, me not having much money, the one thing I could give to my kids is the one thing that, I didn't grow up thinking that's what I wanted from my dad. You know what I mean? I love my dad more than anything, right? And it was never on my mind that, you know what I mean? Like, how I am with my kids, I mean, I didn't spend that much time with my dad. You know what I mean? Let alone I'm the youngest. I have 3 older brothers. So by the time I came, that was a little bit different. But that was just, I skated still and still got paid. So I was the one who was always home with the kids, right? So, but I mean, I value that more than anything else. You know what I mean?
Amazing. That's amazing. You were getting skateboard money and you were able to start a family. Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah, but it wasn't planned. It was just, it worked out. And, obviously things happen a certain way. But I have a great relationship with all my kids. And the love is, I love you every time on the phone. Like that. The most important thing is the one thing that I was able to mostly fucking achieve with them.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. I ask because my life story is a mess.
But I mean, you turned it around. I mean, I don't want to say you turned it around because I don't really know you or I've read anything about you or saw any video clips of you being like, just like a derelict. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, you know what I mean? Like there was no turnaround, but maybe in your own sense, there is a turnaround because you were mentally a certain way, having to deal with how you grew up and then how you kind of came out of everything. So maybe turnaround might be a term that you could use yourself, but like for me or anybody else, I never saw anything that was like you were a fucking mess. You know what I mean? Like there's definitely plenty of skateboarders we know that fuck, dude, they're a mess. Good for them that they turned it around. Right. Yeah. But just in that vein,
I appreciate
I'm sure it was tough, dude. I'm sure it was tough, but you know what I mean? Like, it's funny because a lot of things when I talk to like my buddy Skip or, if I bring your name, like no one has anything bad. And that's funny because honestly, that's true. No one's ever said anything bad, but dude, I went on and I went through your name, I look at your photos, your videos and all this jazz, right? To be prepared. So when I talk about like some of the things that you've done that I liked or that hit me a certain way, no Now I'm used to it because people want to hate on me, and that's fine. It doesn't bother me. But you're like Goofy Two Nuts, like really in a weird way. Like you have fun all the time. Everything I watch you're like always having fun. Like you and Andrew Cannon having fucking fun, but just bullshitting back and forth, right? But I guess on this one thing, someone called you out on
nice.
on the Slap message board, right?
Oh,
they called you a lunatic. The dude called you a lunatic.
Excuse me.
I don't even know, and I don't even know where I couldn't even get where the reference was from. But not that we have to go into that.
No,
it's just
let's.
Yeah. Well, look, dude, I don't know what it was about. That's what was funny.
It's that. Thank you for all that too, Ricky. I appreciate that. That's like real validating, man. I try really hard not to be an asshole.
It's real skateboarding, man. Look, I don't care what people really think, because I'm a skateboarder, and look, when I watch you, you know what I mean? Like I have to get over you wearing those high socks sometimes, right? But I mean, when I watch you skating, like you're skating, like I watch you what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like you're much younger than I. I feel that I'm too cool, which is a negative aspect on me, that I could never do that, right?
I think you're pretty cool.
I've skated in shorts before, but dude, sometimes you have shorts with the long socks, and I swear there's one clip that you have these black shorts that are cut off pants, and you have black socks that are so high close to your knee that doesn't even look like you're wearing shorts and socks. It looks like you're wearing pants that are cut off.
I like Jason Dill. I like Jason Dill. It's like I liked there was like a phase where I was into Dill or something. Dude.
Yeah, I did. Many people do it. I'm just saying, like, dude, that's just what's so funny. It's just different. We come from different eras and just how we view skateboarding. But in the end, really what we all really care about is skateboarding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the truth, Ricky. Like, I think that's a connection we have, is that the way I grew up, it forced me not to give a fuck about politics and skateboarding or being famous, or like everything I've ever done for skateboarding, like, or like anything I ever pursued skateboarding for was so I could keep skateboarding. I had like, from watching all the videos and seeing what could be done and like being enamored with that, I wanted to like be able to push myself and see what I could actually do on my board. And then once I knew, keep
on progressing. It's insane.
Yeah. Really. So that's what's driven me, like, to even work. Cause I know, like, anything you do in life, it's work. And like, sometimes you get paid what you deserve and sometimes you don't. But like with skating, I always looked at it like, I'm going to work for this so I can try to like live off of it and like be able to keep skating and push my skating to like what I seen others do and what I imagine I can do, you know, like, because you start learning tricks and you're like, I wonder if I could do it on that or down that, or you just want to see how far you can take it. I remember just being a little kid, like, I don't want to go to school. I don't have any other goals or ambitions besides just skating. Like, I just want to indulge in this. This was my therapy and this thing saved me. And I'm watching all these videos and I see what can be created and what you can do. And I was like, that was my driving force. It was never money or fame or any of that. And I feel like that's what you're kind of touching on in the beginning and exploring Philly, was like, you just wanted to like see what you could do and enjoy.
It wasn't even available realistically.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Clearly for how Philly and how love and everything got popular and how, like, look, if Matt and I thought a different way, I'm sure we could have spun things, maybe dicked over some people here and there, and probably got more out of it financially that way. But that would have been the same as what we just skated. That's it. But our time periods are definitely fucking different, because when this time period, when we were having so much fun and so invested in just wanting to make Philadelphia, I remember Dune, like, he had an interview and like he referenced this time period of what I'm referring to, like 91 to 93, as like, for him, one of the worst low points of skateboarding.
Oh man.
Like the industry, not the way he viewed it, right? But the industry. And I always took that and always thought, like, that only just shows how much that we're just skate rats. We don't even think about anything else. We're like, dude, it could be, the world's going to die. The world's going to end in the next fucking couple of weeks, but we're still going to try to find escape that spot that we've been trying to work on for the past couple of days. You know what I mean? We're going to go in there and try to get out stealth like. There's a lot of spots that are pretty gnarly in Philly, you know?
I literally had that moment not that long ago when the pandemic was first happening, and it was like people were so afraid, and it was like, you really, in the whole Trump shit with the whole Democrat Republican, like the whole world's ending and we're going through a pandemic, and like and the whole world's locked down, I just
It
found like
freed up the streets. Freed up the streets.
Yeah. I skated Patriots Place where the Foxborough, where the Patriots play their stadium. There was no one there.
Foxborough.
I'm like, dude, we're going to fucking skate the Patriots Stadium right now because there's no security. It's empty. It's Zombieland. We went to IKEA and like took over the IKEA parking lot. There was so much shit you could like tip over and skate. And like, I was like, I don't even care if the world ends. Like, this is awesome. As long as we have like this IKEA parking lot, we can turn it into
and no one bothering you, right?
Yeah,
no one bothering you. Do what you want.
If the atomic bomb fell, Ricky,
and you didn't even really think that the world was gonna end, but you didn't really even care. You were like, "Oh shit, this is the day. I got a free day. And
I was like,
no one's gonna bother me.
Let's just board up this fucking IKEA because it's huge and like fortify it. We live here. We cannibalize each other. I don't give a fuck. We can still skate."
All right, so look, dude, I want to, because honestly, when I saw this, it's funny that because obviously you've dealt with it, right? This dude, is it like Shit for Brains is his name on the message board?
Slap.
Like, I don't know if you wrote, no, but it was on the Slap message board, but I didn't know how it all started. This one dude goes, I thought it was super funny. I'm legit hyped that he said that. Shetler is a skateboarder I genuinely like. Now, whatever that person wrote, I don't know what you said, unless you're the one that said, 9 Club Experience says Slap is the worst thing in skateboarding. But I don't think you said that. I think that's more of like the topic that the message board did, right?
I don't even really watch the 9 Club. I watch some of them because I just don't want to be influenced. So I definitely wouldn't have said that.
No. Like I said, I'm trying to get, and then this dude goes, Shetler is a known crybaby lunatic, and he proved it, gasp, on Slap. No wonder he has hard feelings. He made himself such a bitch off here. I read that, right. Like, but I mean, look, I only did because I brought this up for funniness because, like, honestly, there's nothing but just haters on these fucking things. And honestly, if you bothered somebody, fuck, dude, more power to you. I want you to bother another person just for fun. Because, dude, if you bother 2 people, that ain't nothing compared to these fucking people just writing bullshit. Someone probably doesn't like you. It's probably someone who really hates on you, who probably lives 2 blocks down the road. You know what I mean? Maybe.
All right, this is my dream right now. I want to say thank you right now, Ricky, because let me just say this to the people listening. Ricky O is bringing up Slap, and I have a love-hate relationship with Slap, and now Ricky O is bringing it up, and I love that because he's a perfect person to talk to because I admire Ricky O. And I always have growing up because Ricky spoke his mind, and Ricky was a personality and had a character, and he put it into his videos and photos and stuff. And like, he wasn't he was an individual, he wasn't a standard carbon copy of something else. And so Slap to me is a bunch of people like me, broken, that want to express themselves. And I am broken and I like expressing myself. And I've been like that over the years since I was a little kid. I dealt with adult heavy shit. And I'm used to dysfunction. So I fit in well at Slap. And
but Slap the way it is now wasn't always the way it was.
I don't really, I'm not heavy.
There was a little bit more integrity in the beginning years of Slap message boards until everything changed. But yeah, it is what it is.
So to me, my issue with Slap is once I came into Slap and I was beefing about Mike V because I had a grievance with Mike Vallely when I was growing up. So what? Come at me, whoever wants to.
Just as long as it's not Mike, right?
Yeah, and I like Mike. I love his
no, Mike is fantastic, dude.
But like you, Ricky, I have a sense of humor. And to me, I like people make fun of me and it's kind of reverent. Like, I feel like it's like a bonding thing. And I like to make jokes too, and it's friendly. As long as you're not, going too ruthless. But like Mike V.
No, for sure.
Mike V to me was a bully because I was a young kid growing up with issues and dysfunction and violence in my life. And Mike V was fighting jocks. And I was like, I like the idea of fighting jocks, but you're still fighting someone. And it's like, spend your time better. So like, to me, that was my first grievance on Slap was I wasn't fully on the Mike V train because I didn't grow up watching Mike V in his heyday. I grew up when he was doing like Driven and like driving around, and I admired it. I was like, dude, this guy's got a backbone, a personality. Like, he loves skateboarding clearly.
I mean, yeah, he's the epitome of a personality, man. I mean, he's a one. He's a one.
I admire him. I admire Mike Vallely, definitely. As much as I like can make fun of him for whatever reason, like people make fun of me. It's like, I admire, you know what I mean? So like, that was my first grievance. And then my second one was, all I stated, and fuck all you on Slap message board that think I'm wrong. I think Susky should have had a pro model shoe on America. I don't know if he actually ended up having one. He had colorways. And that was my
so this is a separate grievance, but not with Mike Vallely.
This is this Slap message board.
This is just you having a problem.
Yeah,
this is something you must have posted that people didn't like.
I did. Yeah. I was I was a young kid listening to Eminem, thinking like, how do I troll people and fuck with them? And here's how I really feel about Susky not having a shoe on America. And I'm sorry, Susky to me is a legend. He has a name.
Dude, fantastic.
He has a trick named after him.
He shouldn't have that. He shouldn't have that trick. I love Susky to death. Also, I'm right there with you. But as far as the trick that you're talking about, the Sassy Grind, I mean, there was people that were doing it before him, and I don't know how that stuck. I don't know how that stuck, but I mean, it's not me to be like, you know what I mean? Like, to be like fucking policing, like, no, there was people. But I mean, dude, Jerry Fisher used to do that years before that. He used to kickflip into it, and he did it on purpose. That's why it's just so unique. But the Sassy Grind,
and KT grind. I call it KT grind sometimes too, because he did such a steezy He's done some of the best ones, dude. His
steezy is because his hands and his fingers are amazing. But I mean, you're not gonna call a crook grind from KT. You can't do that. It's not right. You know what I mean? Because I mean, you're gonna, you got the costume, but I mean, you got Dan Paterka, who you really.
No, but I mean, like, he did the KT grind, which was a Susky grind too. He had a Susky grind. He does a really good like.
Oh, my bad.
Crooked.
I thought you were KT. Oh, no. Oh, the little tweaker, the little tweaker 5-0.
Yeah, sometimes I call it a KT grind because he has
it's the anti-salad, right?
Yeah,
right?
But Susky had that one in the on video, and
I got you, dude. I got you. The fact that you said on video, it already tells you. Don't worry about it. Look, he did it, and honestly, it stuck. It's great. Yeah. I mean, I love Susky, but it's I don't know how that got to be, but. I mean, Jerry Fisher used to do it. Like, it was just kind of funny how he did it on purpose to be a little slick. Like,
That's
you know
sick.
what I mean? I'm going to do a 5-0 and I'm going to angle it.
Yeah.
Really. And he just started doing it. And then he started kick flipping into it. And that's why, just knowing there was people doing it before Susky did it. But it stuck. Like, it stuck. Yeah. And honestly, I don't mind calling it a Susky grind. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, Susky grind, but by the way, it's really called a Jerry Fisher, or who else wants to do it? Because I'm sure fucking Brian Lottie. Didn't Brian Lottie have a fucking ad doing it on like a little red curb?
Yeah. So to me, I don't even care what people call it. Like, I call it a Susky grind or a KT grind. But my grievance was that I think Susky should have had a pro shoe on America, and that's not a knock. That's not a knock on America or anyone. I'm just saying. He had a colorway. I thought it would have been sick if he had a pro shoe. I thought he earned a pro shoe.
No, I thought it would have been sick too, really. But the thing is, the time period of when he had a color shoe,
there's internal workings.
But maybe that would have been that was the time period that's what the business model was giving people, just like Spitfire. They had like fucking bazillion fucking people. They couldn't get everyone a wheel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the reason. Because I mean, Don Brown, these guys, these are great human beings, dude. So, and that might have been a difference. It might not have been like he didn't deserve it or whatever, but it also could be a business thing too, where he definitely deserved it, but maybe his shoe, they already projected it wouldn't sell. And so why are you going to spend that money on doing the last and all this other stuff to do it? But I agree with you, but like, your grievance, as you call it, on a Slap message board by saying that he deserves a shoe and you were mad at America, man, you can go on all these message boards and there's going to be so many things of other skateboarders, right, young kids thinking that this dude deserves this, this, and this. So that's really not like this crazy thing. That it was just you expressing. But by you expressing that, someone obviously had a problem with it, and then you had to respond in a negative way to that.
Of course, because I'm a fucking child, dude.
Sure. So you didn't like that they didn't agree with you.
I just was angry and probably depressed in my life, and I was like, I need some dysfunctional people on a message board to argue with me about something so trivial as Susky's pro shoe. That's why I love it. That's why I love it.
On Mike V. That's a lot better than you ripping on Mike V.
And I admire him. And honestly,
you have to. You said it 10 times already. I got it.
Yeah,
you have to admire Mike V, but it's just best if you don't like Mike V. I probably suggest people don't write about Mike. You know what I mean? Like it's probably better just because he's from the East Coast. He's from New Jersey. Yeah, he's got attitude, and he's a hockey player. Fuck, hockey players love to fight.
He's playing music still too. I think he was doing Tampa, right?
Nah, dude, he's a unique dude. He's a unique dude. Honestly, there's not another. And clearly, again, Mike V asked me to ride for Bones Swiss Bearings, right? Sick. No, but just think about it. Like what I'm telling you is like when he called me for that, I'm like, holy shit, thanks, Mike. Like you're not gonna say no to Mike, especially it's only Bearings, but still you're not gonna say no. You know what I mean? And he's wrote such great things, but he's look. I mean, I can make fun of Mike as much as anybody else. I think, like for me, I hated anybody who actually grabbed their board. When you skate street, right? I don't want to see you do a melancholy going down the street. You know what I mean? Like I would rather not have you do that. Fair enough. Mike at the time grabbed his board a lot, but he was from a different time period than I. But that's like when you say like we can make fun of anybody. Yeah, you know what? We can. Right? Me and Mike know how we feel about each other, and it is what it is. But that's if I was gonna make fun of Mike, that's the only thing I would be like, dude, yeah, you grabbed your board a little bit too much. But other than that, you know what I mean? Like, and spoken word, shit, that's some ballsy shit to do.
Oh, I love that. Like, I love that stuff. I love
stand up in front of somebody and tell them what you fucking think. That's something.
And Driven was sick too. I think it was Driven where he like drove around and did demos and stuff. Like
no, he did demos and he did spoken word.
Yeah, that's
in Driven. No, but I'm saying like, but only so. There's only a few people that can do that and pull that off. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's enough. That's enough about my dude. I love Mike. I don't have to fucking joke about it because he already knows. And dude, he's already enlisted me in the Hall of Fame. Honestly, he wrote like a post and he was like, something about East Coast and I embody it, blah, blah, blah.
That's
more than most. No, honestly, when I read that, I felt that he just fucking indoctrinated in the Hall of Fame. Like, I don't need to wait for Transworld to call me up to be, hey, you want to be this fucking Hall of Fame? You want to come out to California? You want to do a speech? You want to talk about how great skateboarding is? No, I do. No, I do. I love I have good relationship with so many people in skateboarding. It's amazing how people think that I am. But Mike, when he wrote that, honestly, when I was like, holy shit, I actually didn't even write to Mike after that because I'm like, I don't know what to fucking say. You know what? That is fucking pristine. What am I going to ruin it? What am I going to say something to ruin it? No.
Yeah. And let me
Mike Vallely is a time period. Mike Vallely is he's incredible. Honestly. What we did in Philly, because we didn't want to move away from we didn't have to want to move to California. There's only one person I thought that could have done what we did and had the impact and the leg to stand on to do it was Mike V. But Mike V is before me, and he didn't have the thoughts that way that we did, nor did he skate Philadelphia, which actually helped conjure those thoughts. But how powerful of a person he was, right? I mean, dude, he's in a photo as a young kid with Gons and Natus poking his head, whatever. You know what I mean? Like that one Life's a Beat, whatever ad it was. I mean, that's just like, that's history in skateboarding, honestly. And coming from the East Coast, there's really who else before that is like that. Dude, I know Markovich is from Florida. I know Mullins from Florida. And McGill's from Florida, that's ridiculous. I even said that. But still, you know what I mean? Like who really cares? But Mike V, for what we believed in, what we thought moving forward, Mike V would have been the only other person I thought that really could have done it. Really could have been like, I don't want to move to California, right? But he wasn't in that position to do so. You know what I mean? But yeah. Mike, different time period. Mike V is Mike V to us. You know what I mean?
I think we figured it out and solved it. I make fun of people sometimes when they're bigger than life because it's like no one's bigger than skateboarding. That's to me. Like I made fun of Nigel too, and people got mad at me. I'm like, I made fun of his shorts. So what? Like,
you know what's crazy, dude?
He's probably laughing at it.
He's laughing he's at the bank teller. You know what I'm saying? He's sitting there like watching all that money. He's like, yo, roll out that fucking gold. Anthony Shetler is making fun of my shorts. hey, Anthony, you want one of these gold bars? You're like, he doesn't give a shit. But the funny you say that, because honestly, what's insane, you wear shorts, and I'm making fun of you wear regular shorts. I'm actually amazed. There's no other person that I think that can pull off those shorts that he does. I think that's incredible.
Nyjah in gold shorts is the best thing I've heard in a long time. Nyjah in gold shorts, Ricky, you just
if you wore those shorts, I would only focus on the shorts and not your skating. When Nyjah skates with those crazy shorts, I still only focus on his skating. Who can pull that off? 95% of all skateboarders can't pull it off. And I don't know how he did, but he's doing it. He looks fucking fine. He looks fine.
I have to say
he's in that fucking...
He didn't win the Olympics. He didn't get top. Did he get top 3? He didn't. I don't think he did. He didn't. Oh, dude. He did.
He sleeps on gold bars, man. He sleeps on gold bars. Hey, I mean, look, dude, him getting out of the car, going across the street and doing that 50-50. Do you know how fucking gay that was, dude? Honestly, that was so lame. I couldn't believe it. But
oh man, it is bad.
He did it. What was it? Like, wasn't it like a Lamborghini? Did he like a Lamborghini? Ollies up the curb and then 50-50s down like this fucking long ass rail.
It was like cringe. It was so
cheesy. It was so cheesy. But I mean, his upbringing was a little bit different. He had pesky fucking parents involved and stuff like that. But dude, he's incredible. He doesn't make me want to go skateboarding. He's like day one. Like he's pretty too good. Like he's too good.
It's unrelatable.
Even day one can't wear those fucking shorts and get away with it.
He could. Nowadays, he could.
No, he can't. Dude, he
can't. If Jaw's doing it, day one could definitely do it.
Nobody can do it. Jaws, no one can do it. And Jaws did it. He goes down 50 downstairs. He doesn't do it every time. He's gonna fall a couple times. He's got bloody ass knees with these fucking short shorts. And then we're gonna guy's and then do you think I'm gonna care that he fucking ollies 70 stairs? I'm like, damn, look at those fucking knees, dude. That's fucking dude. And he dared wear those Nyjah shorts. That's incredible. Honestly, that's what they're called. They're called the Nyjah shorts. And no one actually should ever do it. I'm actually amazed that he got away with it. But dude, like he's in that commercial for fucking whatever, the football bullshit. He does the fucking backside tailside with the LA fucking Rams jersey.
Yeah.
Dude, in those shorts. Those shorts.
My favorite Nyjah is when he was young with the dreads and just like ahead of his time, basically.
What was it? Not eye level. What was it? Didn't he have? What was this company? What was the company called?
Wait for it, Ricky. It was Iron. No,
was it
letters. I&I? No,
3 letters, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't ill. It wasn't ill. No, it was stupid. What it was, right?
Oh, I got it.
It was dumb. He had like a nappy headed dude, right? Like Rasta dude on the fucking graphic. I think Stevie had a graphic like that too for profile.
But like when he was that kid, that was my favorite. When he was that young, he was like a 13, 14. Maybe 12-year-old, this like long dread.
Well, you already did say earlier, you don't like people who are bigger than life, right?
It's not that I don't like them. It's just like, it's just that no one's above skateboarding. It's like when
you're right.
Someone gets to like Nyjah where he's like selling skateboarding through Nike to the masses. It's like, he can take a joke.
Well, no, I'm sure he can. I mean, if you haven't talked to him, he might. I mean, honestly, he's wearing those shorts for a reason. And he knew he was going to get fucking dogged on it, but he probably didn't realize that some old school motherfucker is like, dude, he looks all right in those shorts.
Plus, Ricky, to me, like, it's cool if you can win a contest and have all trophies and shit. But like, we've already discussed how deep skating can be to some people.
Well, no, for sure. But
I know
he's different time period. I'm not, dude. I don't want to go skate with him, dude. Like, that would be no fun whatsoever. I don't even skate myself.
It probably would.
Let alone go skate with him.
It'd probably be fun, dude. It would probably be fun. It would be cringy. It'd be cringy, but it'd probably be fun. Come on, it'd be funny.
It'd be cringy. It'd be cringy that I couldn't get up on a goddamn curb and he's doing all kinds of stuff. But he comes from a different time period, dude.
Tell me you can't nollie flip. Tell me you can't nollie flip. If I give you a half an hour warm up and some
half hour? Half hour I can do it. It ain't gonna look good.
Toes gonna drag?
No. My feet are gonna land right. There's not gonna be no velocity. There's gonna be no air under my wheels.
That's fine. I mean? That's fine. Sometimes I like a soggy one, dude.
I'll flutter that damn thing, right? Boom. If you give me a half hour, now we're talking about time restraints. I'm good with time restraints. You know what I mean? But if you want to tell me 5 tries, it's going to take me 5 tries to just bend down the right way, let alone fucking get right. Fuck that, dude.
Exactly.
All right. So look, I'm glad you mentioned the short because honestly, I joke with the shorts with Pat and traffic dudes. And honestly, they actually make fun of me because they're younger than me. But honestly,
Rightfully so.
It's
dude.
actually, it might be one of the most impressive fucking things that anyone's ever pulled off in skateboarding is him looking good in those shorts.
He didn't look good in those shorts. I disagree,
he looks
dude.
good in those shorts. He kills it.
No, you're gay. You might be gay.
I'm not.
A little bit.
What?
A little bit.
Is
Semi.
that a problem? Is that a problem?
No, dude. Live your life, dude. I don't care.
That's
as long as you enjoy yourself.
I think it's actually something amazing that it just does. It's crazy. All right. So look.
So I admire Nigel and his. Let's talk about Nigel a little more. I admire.
Why?
Him.
No, I don't.
So I admire his.
No, just nothing against Nigel, but why are we going to waste our fucking good skateboarding knowledge on what we already talked about? What else is there to talk about other than his shorts? He's good at skateboarding and shorts. Shorts, good skateboarding. Shorts, good skateboarding. I don't even know how many gold medals he's got, but I know how many pairs of shorts he's got. Zero.
He didn't win the Olympics. He did great though. He made it to the Olympics.
No, he doesn't get gold medals in X Games.
Oh, maybe. You might be right. He probably has a whole closet of trophies, dude. Oh, dude. All right. To end it, I'm just gonna say that I admire his career. Knowing his story, like I like his story. He grew up he had like family things with a company, and then he's really good at what he does. But skateboarding to me has always been like video parts, and not just like banger video parts, but like style.
I know, but he's younger. He's from a different time, but he was pushed into this way of thought.
I know.
But I'll tell you what, I was impressed after all the bullshit. He was Nigel, right? But that one Nike video part that he came out with when he fucking was going for it and eating shit on the fucking couple
next
level.
I'm talking
about he was eating shit.
Yeah.
And like honestly, when I saw him eat shit and like just run back up, I mean that's the skateboarding enough that I need.
We're all skateboarders.
And I actually, you know what? I don't think he was wearing the shorts at that time. He might have been though.
That's true.
He might have been.
That's true.
No, all right, so look. Just to jump. Did you get married in ESXLs or did your buddy get married in the ESXLs?
Oh, not me. I didn't get married yet. I'm engaged.
But one of your friends then got married because somehow your name, when I'm looking up your name, this little tidbit, and I wrote it down because ESXLs is one of my favorite shoes ever, which my first Castell shoe was. I told Don Brown, I'm like, yo, dude, I love your shoe. I stole most of all the blueprint of it for my first shoe. And he was super cool about it, right? But all right. So I guess it really doesn't make shit of a difference if it wasn't for you. But one of your buddies got married in ESXLs for sure.
All right. So that's most likely because we ran the Excels because those shoes were epic. And then that brings me to Castell because I had such a boost as a kid from Castell because I sent them a sponsor me tape because I was watching you guys and they wrote me a handwritten letter being like, this is sick. Like, keep going, basically, but like they responded to me with a
Did it have a name? Did it have a name to it? Because look, the people who own Castell own Ezekiel, right?
Yeah.
And Vinny and the dudes who owned it, they were very like your church going, right?
I like religion. I'm not religious, I've taken a lot from religion in my life.
No, for sure. But there's certain things that I've read, I've seen. Look, my girl's like that. They're all good. You know what I'm saying? But
religions help me, but I'm not subscribing to anything. I just I've taken the ideas in.
Some's other, but like those dudes who owned all that.
Yeah.
A lot of them were like that, and they were very, very nice.
Yeah, I know.
They're very, very considerate, very polite. So you getting that letter doesn't seem surprising. You know what I mean?
And it made a huge difference. And that's where religion, maybe if it was influenced by religion, that's another.
I don't know if it is. It seems, a wonder. You know what I mean? Like they were kind. They were nice people.
Yeah, they had good ethics. They like thought about me as a person and sent me that letter. And that gave me such a boost because I was like really stoked on the footage I sent them. And like they must have been able to tell I was really trying,
Yeah, for sure. And it didn't last that long anyways, you know what I mean? But it was cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A couple years.
How'd that start, or how did you get involved with that one?
They called the shop, I think. They called Sub-Zero and stuff like that. And I was going back and forth with some other ones. And then, they offered me the deal to get a shoe eventually. And and it's crazy because if you look at it, and I believe I actually I've messaged with Alfonso Rolls, not much, you know what I'm saying? But I bought a shirt off of him for the thing he's got going on. And I've gone back to him he's very lovely. He's a very nice dude, and amazing how amazing he was as a skateboarder back in the day too. Was, you know what I mean? Yeah. But in the end, were all these companies, like when I got on, it was in a way almost to either replace Ronnie Bertino or Alfonso Rawls. You know what I mean? Like, so when I got on, then Jesse Paez got on, Steve Olson. Ooh. You know what I mean? Ooh. Like some of us were replacing those dudes, right? So it was Ronnie Bertino, Alfonso Rawls, and Chris Lambert, right?
Wow, yeah.
So when I got on and that stuff started, progressing that way. So in a weird way, like I'm replacing one of those dudes. And, there's no replacing me with Alfonso or even me with Ronnie or Chris. I'm me. They were they. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how they ran their shit, which they did Ezekiel pretty fucking good. But Castell might have been a little bit harder for them. And eventually maybe that why their demise came about. You know what I mean? Like my demise came about when I got in trouble in Australia for the most part. But, they were already on the way out. Realistically, because I was rocking the shoes that I was riding in my Australia were my prototypes for my third model that was supposed to come out, that I was super stoked on more than the other ones, but that never came out because of the company went, they did whatever they did.
What happened?
And this was 99 when I got in trouble. I got in a bar fight in Australia, and I had to do with the pool cue, and I got in trouble, and they said I would be released, but because the guy got hurt a little bit more than initially diagnosed, then I had to stay in jail for a couple of days. Oh, and in all, I went from the city jail to this remand center, and I was there for 30 days. And then on my 30th day, it's crazy. They sentenced me to 9 months, but they gave me bail on that day. But they never gave me bail before then. They were using that I was an American professional skateboarder, thinking that I have tons of money. They were just playing with me, and that's just something I had to go through. But that was that time period in the first half of 1999.
Whoa, that's pretty heavy.
I still had, 30 days in jail was not fun, don't get me wrong, but it was more of a remand center. So people who messed up there, it affected their court cases moving. So I didn't really have to deal with too much bullshit. It's just that there's nothing I can do. And when I got out, Curry and all those dudes picked me up and went to the bar, had some beer, and played some pool. You know what I mean?
How do you end up? What happened? What was the beef? How did?
I'm not gonna go the whole thing. He was making fun of me on the pool table, and he thought he was having a good time because really, out of all the times you've been on travels, right? And you're in foreign countries or wherever, I don't care. You could be in Atlanta for all I care, right?
Yeah.
But you know how much fun it is when you're on vacation?
So fun.
And you're just yourself, right? Yeah. You can just let loose a little bit. Well, these 3 dudes were actually from Queensland and were only in Sydney for a couple of days, right? For like a weekend cricket match, however that works out. So when they heard my voice having a problem with this old dude, they were like, and they asked me my name, where I was from, Philadelphia, America, you sound blah, blah, blah. And I said my name, Ricky. And they were like, oh, that we call you Dick in Australia. Oh, and I'm like, all right, I was like, all right, that's funny. It didn't bother me because the place that I was at was called Regis. And when I was there a year and a half prior, I went there and played pool every day. So I spent almost 3 months in Australia the first time I was there. So I was very familiar with all this area. And I knew that Australians love to make fun of Americans. Nothing really bothered me at all, right? And this is like midnight kind of. And I'm lit. I got there at 9 a.m. So when I go in there, this dude, he says this shit. So when I start playing this dude's really fucking good and smoking me. Oh, so every time I miss a shot, one of the dudes go, nice shot, Dick. And I'm like, all right, dude. So, but after a while, he did it a couple times.
I get it.
Oh. And I eventually was like, dude, that's all good. Dude, I don't really mind. It's actually funny. You're on, and I did not know they were on vacation at that time. I thought those 3 dudes were together, but I thought all of these people were together. And I'm like, dude, all right. So I asked him, you had a good time, dude. It's funny. And he shook my hand. And when he shook my hand, I thought, all right, this is how it's done. When we shake hands, it's a done deal. So the next time I missed, he fucking said it again. And dude, I didn't look at him. I didn't say anything. I actually, when I lost to the dude, I walked away. I shook the dude's hand, right? The dude I was playing pool with, who eventually that I know wasn't with these people. I walked away, and it just so happened that night, the day that I got there, that day, I mean, dude, like fucking Huff, Hernandez, all these New Yorkers were in Sydney. Like we were all out at the bar together. And I walked up to these people. I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm going to do, man, but I need your backup. I'm like, sure, Ricky. So I walked back with these two younger Australians that I'm friends with, Sport and Nigel. They're the only ones that were there that saw everything, and they played after me. So when that dude who said Dick played the game after my buddies played, I grabbed the pool cue and I sat between all these pool. There's like 30 pool tables here, by the way, right? It's a nice spot. Dance floor, nice bar, but like all these tables, right? Nice tables, second floor of a high-end restaurant underneath. And I just sat there. And honestly, I didn't know what I was going to do. But I'll tell you, when he bent down and go shoot that shot, it was after the break because he didn't break, right? I don't know if it was the first shot. I don't care what it was. All I know is, dude, I'm going to get this guy. I flipped over the stick and I hit him like a baseball bat in the face. And it's funny. It's funny. Look, I learned a lesson from it and he learned a lesson too. And it didn't have to get there, right? But that is what happened. And so I then got, I got in trouble that night, got to stay in city jail. And then because I was denied bail, I had to go to this remand center. And when I was there, like, Curry, a couple dudes came to visit me and stuff like that. I would talk to them on the phone. I was in that remand center when the Trans World came out, and I don't know what year it is, but I had a Castell ad in that issue. And I also had Ryan G came over to my warehouse, and I have that the wall ride to Fakie that is on the glass, not the nicotine one, right? Years before that, but it was just in my warehouse, and it was like kind of like orangish, yellowish, whatever. It was black and white. It was a sick photo. Honestly, I fucking loved it. It was just we just rigged up this wood up to my huge window. Like I lived in a warehouse, so the windows were huge. So they're really thick glass. That issue came out when I was in jail, whatever year.
It was insane.
Yeah, it might have been the May issue or whatever of '99 of Transworld. But that's the reason why I got in trouble over there. But I was there, and I wasn't allowed after I was released, right, out on bail.
Yeah,
I was there for another 4.5 months. I was there in Australia for a week shy of 6 months. And I mean, I wrote when I came home, like I took photos and I had 2 pictures. I had like a little 2-page interview with Thrasher. I got to write the whole story. You know what I mean? Like I wrote exactly what happened. I wrote all these little facts about it. It is what it is. I mean, it's an experience I had to deal with, and it really wasn't that big of a deal.
Wait, it's in Thrasher?
Really? Yeah.
Do you know what issue?
I do. It's in the book behind me. Like, not the issue, but I mean, because of the thing for 15th and JFK, I'm writing all these different things for reference. So yeah, I know it's somewhere over there. But
that's sick.
Yeah, it's got to be the late. The Thrasher one is late '99 or right at 2000. Because it's right when I got home. And when I got home, like in July of '99, the street photo that I did in Philly, I actually took on my birthday, the night of my birthday. My buddy Andrew Tur took the photo of me doing a blunt side transfer at East Exposure 3, that poster.
Yep.
Do you remember that poster?
Yeah.
We all had one photo, right?
Yep.
Well, my photo was like a 50-50, a backside 50-50 that transferred to a frontside 50-50 over a parking garage thing, right?
Yeah.
I did a blunt slide, tail slide transfer on that. And that was my street photo in that article for me talking about me getting in trouble in Australia. And the other photo was David Dare was a photographer from Australia that I was good friends with. I did like the Bondi had this famous mini ramp. I did a backside ollie grab, like a melancholy on the mini ramp. That was the 2 photos that I had for that article.
Damn,
or
sick.
My little 2-page little thingamajig that I basically just told you that I fucked up and I endured it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, so wait, so you did blunt side up and then front tail down? It was set up like
No,
that?
no. And Matt Reason had a sequence back in the day doing a switch ollie. But look, so there's like it's a parking garage, right? So the one side, the left, is the flat part, right?
Mm-hmm.
The right side entrance is a ramp that goes upward that's got like the lines in it, so it's harder to ride on.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So everything we did is we went on the right side, and as the wall that goes upward gets higher from the flat ground on the other side, right?
Yeah.
So basically what we did is you come from the right side, and I did, it's like a 2.5-inch fucking wall type thing. But I did a backside 50-50 because I'm coming from the backside side. Yeah. When I grind the 50-50, I literally coming off of frontside 50-50, and I got to drop the gap.
Damn, that's sick.
So the tail side, the blunt side, was the same thing as that I'm going upward, right? There's no up and down. It's just that you go upward, and the more you go upward, right, the farther the drop is. So, if you can see in the underachievers part, you can see my 50-50 that I did. You can see you don't grind that far, because the farther you grind, the more you fucking come on this big ass height. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the wall is pretty high on the one side, but that's the same spot that also, in that reason, did a switch wally over the wall and then down the gap in some Transworld type thing.
I had this sick photo. I found this. I think this was you. You're doing a photo. It's like a glass wall, like a window or something. And
oh no, that's what I'm saying. That's my nicotine. So that's the one where you have to ollie up. In East Exposure, I do the regular wall ride in a line. I kiff up the curb. I do it, and then I come up out the curb and I do a frontside wall ride on it. That's that same spot is what you're showing me, which is the wall ride fakie. And it just worked out because like G was like, dude, I wonder if this doors is open, because that right to my left, there's a door you open and people can go into the ATM. Oh, so G went in there. I'm like, oh shit. So we did that photo, which became out, it came out great. I mean, it's a very iconic type photo from a nicotine ad. And that's what I mentioned when I'm talking about the wall ride to fakie in my warehouse was much higher. But it was so much better in such a way because of the glass cube window that the warehouse had. You know what I'm saying? It's like those thick fucking blocks. Yeah. But that was way back in the day.
There was another photo I wanted to ask you about too. Was this like, I think you just front boarded up the pole jam?
Oh yeah, no, and that's like a Juniper one. Like it's in my it's in my parts as well. I mean, I've done like that trick where you kind of slappy fucking frontside board up. It feels great. That one felt great because it's like it was short and sweet. But I've had like 3 photos. I had a Castell photo of it. I have one that Josh Stewart did a couple of years ago in New York, right? I had some black fucking cruiser wheels because I'm getting old. I don't want to fucking have hard ass wheels anymore, right?
I get that.
But that one of the bunch was my favorite because of just the way that the style is. But I also like it that I'm off the pole and launching out. And the other ones, the poles were a lot longer, that I'm still on the pole with the photo taken.
Yeah, this one's sick because you're launching off for sure.
Yeah, no, that one, G, man, G did some magic, man. G had, we took some really good photos with G back in the day.
Yeah, he seems like the man. From what I can gather from just photos and like little.
No, I mean, look, we all have our pluses and minuses, dude. But no, G is the man. I haven't talked to him in a while, but dude, he definitely came to Philly when Philly was fucking popping. And he stayed with me when he came over. Then he started staying with Jim Menser, and then he finally moved down. Dude, it worked out. It was just the timing of it, but it really stemmed from Philly making this push that started making like the G's and the Wolves and everyone else starting to come to Philly because they were hearing that, dude, you go there as a media guy, dude, you're gonna get photos every day, you're gonna get fucking clips every day and stuff like that. And I read an interview back in the day with G was talking about this, and he was like, I just really want to compete with anybody in New York. And it's just tough for me for being older and knowing all these different true facts. And I'm like, and I read that, I'm like, dude, G, come on, dude. You didn't fucking come to Philly because you don't want to compete with people in New York. We made you come. Like it was there for the taking. And I'm glad that he did. I mean, I'm stoked that he came out.
Hell yeah.
It's funny. So you mentioned kick flip, and you say your favorite trick is a kickflip, right? In one of your one of the interview, right? And it's funny too because I told you I was going to joke about it, right? So in your thing, your favorite trick is a kickflip, right? And you guessed that Andrew Cannon's favorite trick was a Benihana. And dude, anything with a Benihana needs to just be buried. Right? No one never needs to see that trick ever again. It should never have been invented, realistically. No. I think a rollerblader invented that trick. I think.
Dude, do you know who started? This is where the joke ties.
Jamie Thomas used to love it. I couldn't handle it. Chris Yerglite was an amazing skater in Philly. I think he had a checkout at Love Park doing a Benihana. And I was like, dude, that's dude.
Judas.
I'm not even religious, but I think that's sacrilegious. Can I say sacrilegious? Is that the way it is?
You can do whatever you want, man. You're alive.
I just think should have never happened. Benihana should have never been invented. No one should have ever done it. And I'm glad that when you did it in that one clip, you fell.
Oh, dude. I'm glad
over
I
the
fell
hip.
Too. I'm glad
because I didn't want to see. You know what? I'm embarrassed if you would have landed it. If you would have landed it, what if you would have rode away and put your hands up? I would have been dude. No. That's a double whammy right there. Benihana landed and hands up.
There was a kid around here that would do that. He'd put his hands up and we'd call them touchdown because he's like his touchdown. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, dude. I'm the man.
You want to hear an interesting fact about the Olympics?
Sure.
The people that created the skateboarding committee for the Olympics is a rollerblading crew. It's rollerblading gang. Choo rollerblading gang, dude. The rollerbladers.
So rollerblade, did they make money off of it too?
They got skateboarding into the Olympics. The rollerbladers did it for you.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they helped, but I mean, dude, you got Neil, right?
I'm just kidding.
All these judges. I mean, dude, Pat didn't really seem like he gave a fuck that it was an Olympics, but you know, all right. I didn't watch it, but I'll tell you, like, it didn't seem like 7-year-olds were winning.
So I watched
in the girls section. It seemed like the kid was like, these people didn't even hit puberty yet, and they're winning fucking gold medals in the Olympics.
Yeah, I think the Chinese team.
What other sport has someone who hasn't got their period win a gold medal? Yeah, is there another sport that has it? Because I'm beach volleyball. They got their period.
Maybe. Yo, I only watched the skateboarding side of things. I don't think I watched the women's. Maybe I did, but the skateboarding stuff I watched.
That's probably the best bet.
I missed the bowl stuff.
Horigome, or however you say it, that dude, he's like a ninja. He's so incredible. It's incredible how incredible that kid is, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, Yodi. I don't know what Yodi. Hody.
Oh, hold on.
I don't know, dude. He's incredible. Honestly, dude, I don't care what his name is. He's actually incredible. And it's almost like, you know, in Japan, I was almost like, you know, without watching it, I was like, I hope he wins. You know what I mean? Like, wouldn't it be fucking a great day for the Japanese skate scene that one of their own won the fucking Olympics while they're hosting the Olympics?
Or was it Japan or China? They were in Japan.
The Olympics.
2020 was in Japan, right?
Dude, the Olympics were in Japan. It was 2020 Olympics held in 2021, right?
Yeah, it was 2020 held in 2021. Yeah, it was confusing.
Yeah, but it was
the
in
course
Japan.
said 2020.
No, it was in Japan. I was in Japan before the Olympics, and it was crazy. When you're on the train, they had these commercials, you know, in the trains in Japan, like you can watch shit, like video type stuff. And they had these commercials for skateboarding in the Olympics with these stick figures. Whoa. Like doing kickflips over things. Dude, it was awesome. And honestly, I did my best to try to film it. But it's like they weren't consistent. And I wasn't going to sit there in a busy ass fucking Japanese train having my camera. You know, I mean, I'm taller than him, but still, I'm holding my camera up to this video screen, just waiting for this fucking thing, not realizing I probably can go online and just look it up, right?
Yeah.
But they were promoting the Olympics like crazy when I was there with the traffic team. And we had so much fun.
Japan's sick, right? I've been there once a long time ago, but it was like over a decade ago. But I saw that edit you guys made, and I watched it multiple times. It's so good. I've seen.
Yeah, there's a couple different ones that we did. You know what I mean? Like the one that we did where we made a video out of it was when I was still skating more often, still in the beginning of the down, was the Tokyo transfer, where I wanted to do it where it was interview based, where we talked in front of the camera and get people involved. Yeah. It was meant to be for them and not, you know, like, look, most companies, like say the girl team goes out to California or to Japan or wherever, right? And they do these they film everything and they come out, and it's like the way they put it out, it's for the normal consumption of skateboarding, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. Everyone really does it. I just wanted to be a little bit more personal, and I wanted it to be for them. I wanted to be the subtitles to be in Japanese and vice versa. You know what I mean? And get all the people that were with us while we were there. And it really was just, if like, say you watched it, right? And the what I really wanted to is when people have a little bit of a history of how we think about skating in Japan is, right? But when you actually go there, how it really is for someone who just, it's not easy to be able to talk Japanese. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, fortunately for us being skateboarders in our network, there's always someone there to order food for us if we get in trouble, you know, and all that jazz. But that was the one. And then the latest one that I'm thinking you're probably talking about is push left or push right. You know what I mean? We had 2 different videos that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But,
that's the one I was
and we definitely wanted to promote Hiroki, because Hiroki is such a good fucking skateboarder. We wanted us visiting Hiroki over there. You know what I mean? But yeah, Japan's awesome, Don. There's nothing, you know, they're so fucking nice. It's ridiculous. But you know, you can't really skate the way that we do through our cities, the way you'd like to over there, because they're just fucking, you just get busted within 5 seconds to all these amazing fucking spots.
Yeah. Oh, it's Yuto. That's his name. I couldn't remember his name either. Yuto. And he's an Olympian.
Yeah,
but it's Yuto. He's amazing.
Yeah, dude, he's incredible.
Yeah.
It's outrageous how incredible he is.
Oh, you have to be to get to that point. I just kind of clown on it a little bit because to play that game of just being the best at winning contests just seems like a nightmare to me. I'd rather just like film video parts, and like if you could paint your skateboard career and like make it however you wanted it, it would be like filming video parts and photos and just like building.
No, the way the way I grew up is the way that I grew up, and I'm all about it. Right? I just have to let go of my old way of thought in some ways when like that dude that you're mentioning, and just the way that, I mean, look, half the dudes in the contest, I don't even know their fucking names. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know where they come from. I don't know what the fuck they do.
You got to be into like watching
I'm sure
sports.
They can 50-50 array. I'm sure they can do all kinds of stuff, right? But
you got to be into sports, Ricky.
But
you got to be into sports.
Yeah, like honestly, I don't really watch it, but.
Were you ever into watching sports like basketball, football?
No, I watch sports all the time.
Hockey?
I mean, honestly, we just got fun. Hockey's my favorite.
What?
And yeah, and I know you like basketball because, you know, you affiliate yourself more with the black man than the white man. So I understand.
So true.
I understand why basketball is your favorite. I got it, right? But I'll tell you, the New York Knicks just smoked the Sixers yesterday, and that's not okay. And then, you know, and the Flyers, you know, they play tonight at 10 o'clock. Yeah, I watch it. I've been watching the World Series, even though we're not in it. It's the Braves versus the Astros. But yeah, no, honestly, dude, I'm all about sports and stuff like that.
Did Jim Abbott used to play for the
Jim Abbott sounds like a Cardinals, St. Louis Cardinals dude.
But was it Jim Abbott that had one arm and was a pitcher? I have no idea. Dude, I have no idea. He didn't play for the Phillies.
No,
definitely not. I'm going to try to look up Jim Abbott real quick. Hold on, let me see. Jim Abbott, baseball. I might be wrong on the name, but dude, there was a professional baseball player that had one arm. He pitched.
Yeah, we do. Learn about fucking Ohtani right now. He's an all-star for being a pitcher and a hitter. You know what I mean?
Dude, what? That's gnarly. All right, so
that's just here.
James Anthony Abbott is an American former baseball pitcher. He is known for his success as a major league level, despite.
Well, he only needed one arm.
Yeah, despite being born without a right hand. He didn't have a right hand. Yeah, he would hold the glove in his like little baby like hand, or his like
his little club.
Whatever you call it. There's probably a term, but his arm where his hand should be.
No, for sure, a term that we both don't know, but yes, we can definitely visualize it, right?
I remember watching that dude play. It was crazy because he'd have to like throw the baseball glove around like and catch it in his armpit and like put it back on and stuff. It was amazing what he could do.
I will look. So you talk about some of the things. I wanted to talk about some of the things that when I watched all your fucking shit, right? Some of the things that stuck out. And I told you when I wrote to you, it didn't have to be top 5 or whatever you think was the best that I or you have ever done, but things that stuck out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's funny because it's not funny, but it's funny that kickflip is your favorite trick, right?
Yeah.
Is what you said in the thing. But you have like some amazing kickflip, like the kickflip photo in school 11, right? Off the bricks.
Yeah.
No, but most people didn't skate that spot that way other than bikers.
Yeah, that's wild.
No, because look, my buddy Sean, he ollied from flat over the rail in.
Whoa.
On the side that you did it, right?
Yeah,
and people have done some amazing, people have done amazing stuff there, right? But I know I've seen bike videos where they go from where you went. You know what I mean? Because I went there one day. I've always only one day. I don't think I was skating that day, but I went there only one day. I've been there more recently. Well, not recently, but my son is like a little BMX wheelie kid, right? And up in Paterson, New Jersey, is pretty big over there. So my son wants me to drive his ass fucking hour and a half so he can ride his bike all fucking day. Well, the one times I did it, I called up Andy Batista, who grew up right in Clifton, right? So he took me to his buddy's brewery, which is like Ghost Hawk Brewery. My son's riding his fucking bike doing wheels all day, and Andy and I drinking beer all day at the brewery, which is pretty sick, right?
It worked out nice.
But right around where all that is, when I make a wrong turn, I went past this spot that I'm like, holy shit, that's so close to where he grew up, where Andy Batista grew up. You know what I mean? Yeah. But the kickflip was so caught. It was amazing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was an epitome. It's an amazing kickflip, right? So that was the first kickflip, right? Yeah. Then obviously I mentioned the last time we spoke about the double brick banks.
Oh, Roxbury. Yeah, Roxbury, man.
Yeah, dude. I went there once. I mean, I don't know if we went to the skate or whatever they just showed us. I think we got kicked out as soon as we pulled up. You know what I mean? But I mean, I know you've done more flip tricks into the one bank, scoop down to the second, right? But I don't know how many things you actually did to the second. But honestly, when you did that kickflip, no one else did anything more than an ollie before that, right?
I don't think so. I don't know for sure, but I just know that
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I mean, but
I think someone might have 180'd ollie 180, which is 180 seems fucked up if you ride switch.
I would rather fucking try to kickflip than 180 into that fucking thing.
Dude, yeah.
There's no doubt.
Me too. Ron Diley. I think Ron Diley 180'd into it, or maybe switch 180. Ron's so good.
I know Ron. No. I mean, I don't know Ron, but I know New York Ron. Yeah, for sure.
So
Diely.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing. But that kickflip was just, you know what I mean? Like that spot was not, for one, most of the time when you skated, you probably didn't have all day to skate it, right?
No, we got out that was my last try. This big dude, this big, like thick security guard was coming out lumbering towards me. And I was like, it's one of those missions, Ricky, where you get the filmer and the photographer to drive.
Ready to go beforehand.
Well, no, I got him first to drive 3 hours or 4 hours from New York to it was Cronin who shot it.
Yeah. Cronin's on my shit list, but yeah, Cronin, of course you were going to say Cronin. Yeah,
but we fucking drove 4 hours to shoot a photo and we had filmers and I'm like, there's pressure, but I know I can do it. And then literally just kept catching it and kicking it away and just running down that bank and eating shit, but being all right. And then literally a security guard came lumbering out towards me and I was like, I'm doing slam or make this try. And it just worked perfect. Cause
you let it go. Yeah,
exactly.
But I mean, look, that's pretty fucking gnarly. That's gnarly. And that's why they knew what the fuck you were going to try. That's worthy of something driving fucking 3 hours to fucking get it. Because if you get it, you kind of get history a little bit. You know, a little bit. That's pretty fucking gnarly.
We were working on interviews.
Doing more and more these days. You know what I'm saying? But
we were working on interviews for those photos. It was like they're gonna get paid if they get the photo. You know, we get like.
Well, no, for sure. They know they're gonna get paid, but that's worthy. Like that. Like they knew they only have 15 minutes maybe to get this, and they're willing to drive 3 fucking.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I mean, it's not like you're Tony Hawk and you fucking say, hey, Cronin, want to come up here? I'm about to fucking, you know what I mean, put my dick in a pool. Honestly, Cronin's gonna fucking go up there and take a photo of it.
Tony Hawk. Tony SHETLER.
Yeah, right? Tony's shitting on the bank. I want to take a photo of it. You know what? That's some money. I'm sure Cronin would do that. But no, he realized clearly that was pretty gnarly to fucking, because honestly, that's a tough one. It's not fucking smooth. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's nothing really good about that. It's just fucking straight nar, to tell you the truth. So that was another kickflip. You know what I mean? That I saw. And then the other kickflip was There's this ollie that I like that you do in China where you ollie off the stairs in front of a fucking 1,000 fucking Chinese people, right?
Yeah.
Into the little bank.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I
That
mean,
was
I
a
love
two-page. That was a
type.
two-page spread in Skateboarder magazine.
Dude, I love that type of stuff, right?
Yeah.
But you did a kickflip on a similar thing, but not similar because it wasn't over stairs into a bank. It was like a ledge that went down, like a double kink ledge, and you kickflip into the second part. Yeah, and it looked like well, I don't know if it could have been North Jersey for all I know. I don't know where the fuck that was, but that was a sick fucking kickflip too. And there's, I just focus on the 3 kickflips because it's funny that you say that kickflip is your favorite trick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things. You do all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's funny because you don't care. You'll say, this is my gnarliest 50-50 grind. Like when I watched that 50-50, was it Atlanta maybe?
Yeah.
No, right. No, was that the gnarliest 50-50 because of how you had to land in those little steps with the fucking railroad ties?
Yeah.
Is that why it was?
That one was like uniquely a battle, and like we were on a trip.
Because it was a flat 50-50 when you first get on it.
Yeah, I was like just barely getting on it, and then that one I locked it really awkward, and I just was like, I'm taking this one to the end, and then when I landed it, it looked pretty good. I was like, okay, but I was like,
no, that's fucking proper.
I was like cross locked the wrong way on that one. If you look, you know how you're supposed to cross lock a 50. I was like the opposite of the way I'd want to be, but it
kind of how Freddie was when he did the 50-50 at Love Park when he ollied the fucking little thing and then ollied, and his front truck was on the left side of the rail and his back truck was on the right. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, exactly. It was like pinched the opposite way. I was like, I was like dying on that thing.
But you weren't on crack when you did that, right?
No, I probably just smoked some weed. I was like, I'm gonna smoke some weed.
No, I'm saying because honestly, that could have helped you locked in a little bit more. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I've always been afraid of like the heavy stuff. I stick to like weed, coffee. Coffee's like a gnarly one. The caffeine, like
soda.
I do drink soda, but only once in a while. I drink a lot of soda water, to be honest. Like I don't need soda.
I drink soda all the time. I do more things than you do, but I don't do that gnarly stuff either. But I only brought that up because that's what he was on when he did that.
Oh, yeah.
And when you did that, like, honestly, because he wasn't going anywhere either. Honestly, his arms flapping. He was fucking high as a bird. He was happy as shit. And it fucking became history because, honestly, that's one of the most incredible fucking things. That is one. I mean, look, Kerry ollied up and then did the lip slide. Yeah. You know how incredible that is?
That was
But that's not nearly as incredible as when someone does something for the first time.
Yeah.
And when he let go and he landed on that shit and the way that Dan filmed it and edited it, it was amazing. It's actually beauty. It's like, honestly, the way he did it, what he did it, I don't care how high he was. That was like fucking poetry in motion. That particular moment in time with skateboarding. You know what I mean?
Fred Gall to me is like a unicorn, but like a different type of unicorn. But he's
unicorn who likes. Well, he's clean, so it's good. No. Yeah, honestly, he's one of the first original fucking dude. He's incredible. He to me is like one of the first prodigies of all East Coast skating.
That's sick. That's sick for you to say that. That makes
I think, and look, we because he has. The history of Philadelphia is vast, but there's a certain segment that he just was the man, dude. Honestly, it's like, he could do anything whenever he wanted and didn't even realize it. And he's a little, he's not the most intellectual motherfucker. And I used to think, like, honestly, that might be better for skateboarding. The more you don't think about shit, the better you're going to be.
It's true on some level, for sure.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, but, let alone, taking drugs. I mean, I smoke weed all the time. I used to more so now, but back in those days, I did it every day. That was just a normal way of skating. That's not like an enhancing drug to make you fucking go crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It helps me with my joints and my ligaments. It helps me, like, I smoke a little weed and then I go roll around and I'm like, I just like I'm more aware of my body so I can see where if I'm like hurt or not,
All right, so I got another one too, but this one is like, I don't know if you're gonna remember. I'll tell you the tricks that you did, right? But it's not really the trick that you did. It's that when I watched you do it, right? It's when you popped off the curb, right? It like kind of brought me back to all those moments that when that happens, that feeling is incredible, right? And then look, I know look, all the skateboard kids and nowadays mommies and daddies trying to get their kids to fucking be pro skateboarders to make money and all that stuff. They have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But I think it might be somewhere. It might be in Boston. I don't really know. But I think you do a flip trick, but you out the curb, right? And I think it's green, and you do like a ollie to tail slide to fakie, right? It's at the corner of an intersection that's at the beginning of a hill, right?
Yeah.
So you do a flip trick, you out the curb, you do a frontside tail slide to fakie, and as soon as you land, you switch hop off the curb, right? And I'm not sure if you can kind of, but it's at the top of a hill. So when you do the frontside tail slide to fakie, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you land, you switch hop. Like you don't switch ollie. You literally switch unweight off the curb.
Nice.
And you start going down the hill switch, right?
Yeah.
And that switch, that moment of that feeling of you've already kind of went through the motion of making sure you did the trick, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But you land it so 100% confidently, and your body actually relaxed to let you unweight off the curb. And that was something that stuck out to me. There's a couple other things too, but that one is, I know most people don't really understand it. And honestly, the people who don't, I don't really care. Tell you the truth, right? I know you do.
It's crazy because it's full circle, because I was going to say for you, like for some of the skating is just your switch pushes, and like you're taking your time to find your center of balance with your switch push, and like push through a city and ride switch and just get your switch stance. Like that is probably why I did that, to be honest, like I probably watched you do that and be like,
I think a lot of people, right? And then it's better.
No, not a lot of people. You distinctly like push through cities and road switch. Your switch flips are so good. Like you worked really hard on all that stuff.
Well, we always thought that you're always moving one way.
Yeah.
So if you're left foot forward or right foot forward, you're still going one way. And when we were going through like trying to be like all like, cool guys talking about it and being about it. And then you got fucking Freddie, who doesn't even fucking think at all. And dude, he looks like you can't even tell which fucking direction he goes. He was more like a salmon. Like when I skate switch, I can skate switch. I can push switch and you won't know. But when I skate switch, I still have that tendency to my shoulders are a little bit like I'm going backwards, but I can do it backwards, right? Freddie was more centered and he looked exactly the same way, whatever which way he was going. And I felt that I could do that, but only in my pushing. But when I started skating, some things a little bit fucking harder. And, but the push is the most important. That's where all the tricks, that's where you started. That's what I appreciate about you is you started with that switch center of balance and you made it evident through putting it in video parts and stuff. I learned that stuff because of those videos, like I was I'd like to think that there's there was a lot of influence because you could just fucking piss pedal. As a matter of fact, you did piss pedal in a couple things that I watched. Now I'm like, dude,
you live, you learn, you live, you learn, bro.
No, dude. And it's funny because, and I wrote to you about like rules and stuff like that. It's because of the fact that I noticed it and I mentioned it. I don't give a fuck what you do. All I'm just saying to you and anybody else, like I've always said, if you didn't piss pedal, it would have looked better. That's all, really. But
fair enough. Fair enough.
But like a lot of people think that we would yell at people about it. I didn't give a fuck what people did. We did it, and it was just a natural fucking course thing, right? It is, right? And I mean, however, I got a 2-page photo in Slap or Thrasher, that Kelly Ryan shot of me switch pushing next to a car. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of pushing photos and like these like pole jam photos that I have a bunch of them. And when I see a lot of them, I like a lot of them, but I don't really care for some of the other ones. But what I don't think that I really like is a lot of people probably think that because they hear that I'm controlling and I fucking make everything happen myself, that I put all these out there. Like, dude, I would fucking love if some of those fucking things would go away. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really give a shit. A lot of these things were in my way when I skated down the street. You'd be more impressed if we were just skating down the road with no cameras and we just did that stuff in front of you, because that's what we did all the time. But you don't always capture that in a photo or a video clip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you have, like people from the Slap message boards and people that love you the most, right? Want to dog on people. You know what I mean? For certain things. But It is. I got one more. I got another one too, because this is honestly, I just saw this a little bit earlier.
Nice.
You do a 50-50. For one, the 50,
I like
you know
this.
the gnarliest 50-50 that you said you did, right?
Yes.
So, and I asked you, was it the gnarliest because of the steps at the bottom? Because that's very similar to the University of Penn that Mike Monano did at 50-50 that, was pretty incredible. You had to land, and you're not even sure if, Mike Monano tumbled when he landed because the railroad ties were just not set up the right way. You know what I mean? Like, it's too deep, and it was incredible that 50-50. But some things, when you're skating, there's definitely times that something happens when you mess up. You don't get hurt, right? But you mess up, but it makes it where, wow, maybe I can do that. And there was this 50-50 grind you did at this like double-sided, like hubba type thing, right? That was also kind of like 2.5 inches wide, but you did a 50-50 to lip slide.
Hell yeah.
And I wondered when I saw that, I'm like, shit. Because when I Love Park, I used to try to do mini ramp tricks on the ledges, and it was so goddamn hard, right? Like, I used to be able to do 5-0 grinds on mini ramp all the time, to lip slide, to backspin, all that stuff, right? It was like ching, like lip dancing.
I tried to do some.
Right, and I'm sure Dune, because honestly, I grew up watching Dune doing the lip tricks, like lip dancing at Cheapskates. But when I saw you do that, I was like, I wonder if he thought about doing that prior, and it just maybe came about that day. But the way the lead was so waxed and it was so easy for me to go to 50-50 lip slide, it made me feel like, did you maybe like 50-50 and kind of slip out a little bit, and maybe was like, oh, that would be so easy to do that? Like, it was on the fly that you did it that day.
Yeah.
Do you remember that trick?
Yeah, you nailed it. So 2 things. One, I skated that hubba a bunch. I did 50 on it. I did lip slide fakie. I did tail slide fakie.
You did tail slide and everything.
Yeah, I think I did 5-0 fakie and back lip on it as well. And then I just like, I like Tim Barach. He did.
No. Well, if you like Tim Barach, you should have done a blunt slide on it, right?
Oh, I know. You're right. But he did a 50-50 lip slide, and I always wanted to film one on a spot. And I already like killed that spot, but I was still like, like you said,
something new.
I definitely slipped out on it and went to lip slide in one of the other attempts on a different trick. And then I was like, that's the perfect one for it. And I was like trying to think of like tricks I could get to, because I don't remember what I was filming for, but like, I don't know. That was just a weird one that I wanted to get on something, and I was stoked.
No. I mean, I like the combo. I mean, I always love the frontside 5 or the frontside board more than anything.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've tried, like at Love Park, the main ledge. Did I try lip slide? Lip slide, and then like, what do you do? Like the over shirt cane, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean?
Yep. Bring it over. Yep.
Yeah. No. So you do a lip slide, like you're going lip slide of fakie, right?
It's but then sugar cane. Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Right. I try to do that on Love Park, the main ledge, because I was still like skating mini ramp a lot at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, that fucking sucks, dude. Like, it was such a pain in the ass to do. But I remember just trying to do mini ramp tricks on my street ledges. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember all those mini ramp tricks too. That's the sickest. Will, you know who did that too? That was really good amongst you guys was Willie Santos. Had a lot of like crazy combos to like lip slide 5-0. All
Willie Santos was like, what couldn't he have not done?
Yeah, so true.
No, he's like one of those type of, and I love Willie, because when he had that interview, and every time I see Willie, I have to call him Monolotos, because that's his middle name.
Oh,
right. It's like it's the weirdest middle name, Willie Monolotos Santos. And
that's sick. It sounds good.
Honestly, dude, he's such a fuck. He's like you in such a way. Like, is there anything really bad that you can say about you? You know what I mean, other than your socks that you wear.
I called a guy's vest gay one time, and it got like 5 million views. He would like push me and took my skateboard, and I said, "Your vest, like your gay sweater vest or something." I attacked his fashion sense. That's probably the worst thing he got on me. But good luck.
I did. I got a couple. You got a couple. You got all these clips of these fucking shorts.
I'm
and
like
socks.
Yeah, I try to be a good person, and when I make a mistake too, like I try to apologize. Like that's
honestly, dude.
This generation of shit that's going on in the world is crazy, but it's like that's something I take from religion, and I don't sign up to any religion, but something I take is like is just like how do I say this?
Dude, you're a good dude. Honestly,
is that you try to make amends for your mistake. Like you have room to grow. You're a work you're a work in progress.
You're allowed
right?
to make mistakes, dude.
Yeah.
It's fun. No, dude. Honestly, it's amazing.
I'm speaking.
I forget what this. You wrote. Someone asked you a question, and the way you answered, I think it was Narako, and I don't know why I don't have it written down here. No, he is. He's a bitch, dude. I mean, he is the man. Dude, he's the man. He's a bitch. He's the man. He's a bitch. I mean, he's just, you can't hide from the fact he's from New Jersey. He's just that way. I did love him to death, dude.
Fair enough,
dude. I'll take anybody out for him, right? But he is a little bit of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? And he just likes to say what he wants to do. He's kind of similar to us in such a way. But he asked you. I think that was the thing in the interview. Maybe the skateboard mag or whatever the fuck it was, but he asked you, and he was trying to get you to talk shit on Johnny Layton. How do you say his last name?
Layton.
No, not Johnny Layton, right? No, Yanni.
Yanni. Yeah, Yanni.
Because he wrote for
World
for
Industries.
World, right?
Yeah,
no.
Yanni.
And for me, because I know, right? Like when I was reading it. But your answer was so nice because he was trying to drag you in to make something funny for a moment, right? More his style, but you didn't. Like you kind of like made like you didn't make an excuse for him. You just gave another outlet of possibility of, yo, man, that's not my time. It's not me. Like I don't think he was that way and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And there's other questions that have been asked to you that kind of are trying to lead you into something and you never really bit. Like for me, I'm sure I bit plenty of times. Matter of fact, I might even wrote the fucking question. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's hilarious. Yeah, man. It's because I'm aware in situations, but like
you've already dealt with a lot of stuff in your life, man.
Yeah, a lot of people, I try to understand that they're dealing with stuff too. And I'm like, as much as you can make fun of yourself, don't be as hard on yourself. And I feel like that's a religious thing to some sense. It's like, you sacrifice yourself to make a better you, like let go of things. And like, I've learned a lot from religion. It helped me out a lot. I didn't have to like subscribe to a church or anything, but like a lot of the like philosophies and stories and morals that come out of it, like it's good, but it's like
no, it's definitely not something bad to follow.
Yeah, it helped me a lot in the sense that like when I was growing up and like my mom needed help and I had a lot of strangers in my life and like crazy shit happened, I relied on a lot of other people. Like I lived with other families and they were nice and helped me progress, and they knew like we were falling apart, and like a lot of surrogate family just came in, and like so I try to like, I like cracking jokes though, like everyone cracks jokes, but then it's like at the same time, it's like, we're all just trying to get through the fucking day and reality. Like if we break it down and we cut out all the politics and silliness, it's like, everyone's just trying to live. My homie said that one time, like, let them live.
Sure. The only thing is, and that's the right way to go about it.
Yeah.
But within that being said, a lot of people don't know how to really actually go about their day. So you try not to be a certain way. You kind of give these other people things to talk about or to semi-bitch about, which don't make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But not everyone's kind of secure in themselves moving forward. Do you know what I mean?
And clearly I haven't always been. Check Slap message board. I'm an insecure bitch as well. I've had my moments.
You've had your moments. You keep on creating your own moments. You kidding me?
See, you gotta
it's good to laugh at yourself, honestly.
It helps me.
I mean, I'm more serious than you, right? And it's, I know there's this perception of how I am. But the thing is, we've hung out, we know, right? There's people we both hung out. I'm not a certain way, but people want to create that. It makes it easier for them. You know what I mean? But it's just, It is better to laugh, dude. We can joke. We can joke. Maybe there's some things that we don't want to joke about. But fuck, we're from two different time periods. Because honestly, when I watch your shit, dude, you let things go. And I mean, I wish I was more that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I mean, like I watched something earlier. I don't know what the fuck you were doing. The boards are in your background. You're saying blah, 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 blah. And then you start fucking going at your fucking hairs, your gray hairs. You're like, oh, I need to shave. I'm like, that's not fucking rehearsed. You know what I mean? Like, that's just something, that's just you. But you put yourself in front of the camera quite often, and you do a lot for All I Need. I'm sure you do a lot for all the dudes that ride for you. You do a lot for basically positivity within skateboarding. You know what I mean? Not everyone, that's not what they're looking for, right? Like, you know what I mean? But that you're not perpetuating hate. You're not really fucking doing anything to go against anybody. You know what I mean? Like, you're just, fuck, whatever you do, you do. Whatever you and your friends do, it is. You know what I mean? Like, but you have fun, really. Like, there's probably times that I wasn't allowing myself to have fun because I was so just focused and so a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, I go out with, like, you know, like Strubing. Strubing is another human that I love as much like as Donny and Katie and all these type people.
Unicorn,
right?
Fucking unicorn.
No, but like those dudes from that, like that part of the world, like, dude, like the San Jose dudes, you know, like the tilt mode, they have fun. Like, they do all this shit. Like, we would never do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was just different. It was like, I don't look at it, I'm like, oh, well, they're just wasting your time. Dude, they're having more fun. And they're fucking amazing skateboarders. I mean, really, those dudes are pretty fucking good skateboarders over there in San Jose.
Unbelievable.
You know what I mean? But if you watch some of their stupid fucking videos and stuff like that, it's just like goofy kid shit. Maybe I was just always a little bit older than your average skater because I started later. Yeah. That we just never really got into that. It was just straight skate. You know what I mean? Straight skate. But I admire when people can actually have fun on it. But they do subject themselves for ridicule, for fun, you know what I mean? Just on the funny part, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's so much humor. We can't just we don't have to be mean per se, but we can have humor and make jokes still, even though the people want to police everyone. It's like, come on.
I'll tell you what. You can do whatever you want. If you're fucking great at skateboarding, yeah, you can do whatever you want. How about that?
As far as making jokes. Dude, thank you, first of all. That's cool that you observed that, and I appreciate that. I had my serious days for sure, but like there was especially with the technology too, like as I got phones and stuff and I realized about YouTube and like podcasting stuff, I was like, oh, this is something you can do whenever. It's not like it's like when you shoot photos and stuff and film, and back when there was film, it was like a finite thing, you know, and it's like, so everyone's energy and time and money had to go into sequences. Remember all the sequences and then the cameras and the tape and then like all that stuff.
Before digital cameras, when all the rolls of film all over the place. And, last photo, last frame.
Yeah.
You better get it.
It's so precious because you're like, you know that everything's going into it and everyone's invested. And then like once you realize there's like the internet and you can create like streams of stuff and it's not like then I was like, oh, I can relax a little bit. Like I filmed a bunch of video parts and worked really hard. And then as I got older too, I was like, I want to be able to stay involved without having to destroy myself. Like, cause I'm adrenaline junkie. Like I like skating big handrails. Like I like watching people skate big handrails. Half my love affection with Nija is that he skates big handrails too much.
Dude, he just fucking skates everything. Dude.
He's like a rollerblader, but still, like, you know what I mean?
He's fucking good skateboarder, man.
Yeah. But so but like realizing that we could like make podcasts and like we could put up a YouTube video and have a stream, like put one video up a week, and it's like almost like collected memories, and it's like you can do it with or without people. Like I've always wanted to like express myself and get better at that. And I'm still trying to do that the best I can.
Yeah, dude, honestly, you do it a lot. I'm impressed. Like, honestly, you know, cause I talked to, you know that I've spoken to you about like, dude, I've been meant to do a goddamn fucking show for so goddamn long. It's actually borderline fucking ridiculous that we're now 10 years later when I'm fucking was supposed to do it. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, I have friends who are going to help me, but I'm not a person like you. You are a self-motivator, dude. You can do a lot on your own. And that is something, a positive attribute. I'm not that way. I'm just not. That's why I still don't have this stuff. And, you know, I need someone to help me and stuff like that. But I know that I have content. I know that I can talk. I know that I have insight in all different kinds of things. But whenever I actually get to do that me and my girl will do, it's different than how you're doing it. You do a lot. Honestly, you pack a lot in a day, every day. You seem like you pack a lot in a goddamn day, which is fantastic. But for whatever reason, the fans that you have, you know what I mean? They're invested. You know what I'm saying? One of the things I watched you earlier is I met Tommy Zam, right? But True Skateboarding, you weren't just the sole guest. It was some other shit. I can only watch a couple minutes of it, right? Like he came right out and he was like on this quarter pipe, like that was his desk.
Yeah.
And he said like he said like 10 words and all of a sudden he had a commercial. He said 5 other words and there was another commercial. And I'm like, I had similar ideas on doing a show in such a way, but it was a little silly. I never even got to where you were. You know what I mean? I'm like, it was called True Skateboarding, I believe it was, right?
Yeah.
No, and you've made the circuit because you've been on that one. You've been on Schitt's Creek. You haven't been on 9 Club?
Nope.
Huh.
Maybe because I talk shit, but that's fun. So hopefully they talk shit on me.
If there was, there's no reason to talk shit on you, but it would make better viewership if people did talk shit, I guess, right?
It'd be funner if it was a sport, but not so ruthless, Like if you can take
no, there's not really malicious. Like, look, if people aren't smart enough to be witty to have fun with, you know what I mean?
There you go, nailing it.
No, look, you had the fact that you say the word grievances versus Mike, that's funny to me, right? Just you use the word grievances, right? Like you actually seem like you wrote it out and you sent it to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, no, but like Mike, Mike is, he's a very strong exterior, right? But he's emotionally fucking soft inside. You ain't doing spoken word if you're not emotionally soft. You know what I mean? You're not doing driven if you're not emotionally soft on the inside. But dude, he's fucking, dude, he's a tough exterior.
Yeah.
But he's there's kindness in him. Like you can't talk this shit and not be kind. You know what I mean? Like unless he's faking it. And I dare you to he's a very real person. He's faking it.
No, he's a very real, authentic. That's something I admire about him is that he's himself. Definitely.
No, you can't. Like you have to. But I haven't brought him up as a joke. You're right. Look, different time period, and yes,
we all do goofy shit. He shouldn't have been fighting people, but I get it. It's fun.
Well, you gotta fight people sometimes.
Sometimes.
Fuck them.
I've gotten into some fights. I've always got my way with words, though. Like with that dude, that video that got like 5 million views, I just kind of drew the line with words, and he didn't want to cross it. I would have snuffed him though, just for the
record. No, I bet.
Fucking head.
I bet.
Like, it would have felt so good too. Oh god,
dude, then you're too nice. But listen, you bringing that up. There's a video clip, right, of this old man throwing your board.
That's him. I'd snuff
dude,
that.
And it's so funny. You're like all on his face, right?
Yeah.
And then nothing. And then in my mind, when I finished watching, I'm like, do you know that dude threw your board and you looked like you were going to do something, but you didn't do anything. No. In the end, he walked away and he threw your board. That means you had to climb over the gate, go in the fucking flowers, go grab your board.
I did. Like an asshole.
But listen to you. It sounded like you were okay with that. Like you were like, oh, man, I would have kicked his ass. Dude, there's no doubt in a million years you wouldn't have kicked that dude's ass.
Dude, I was like, my adrenaline was going. I was sweaty. That guy didn't even stretch yet. I would have beat the shit out of him, Ricky. Would have been a bad day for him.
Well, it wasn't a bad. You're the one that had to go get your board.
I know.
He threw your board. You're like, boop.
His like sweater vest caught me off guard because like I turned
and his gray
and I was
hair.
like,
what about his gray hair? His gray hair
it was
throw you off?
it was like the sweater. It was like the salmon color sweater vest he had. He had like a long sleeve and like
honestly,
I was like, I can't beat up like a librarian teacher.
No, I hear you. I did honestly. It was so funny because I was like, there's no ifs and buts that you could take the dude out, right? But the moment came and the moment went. You know what I mean?
I don't want to hurt him.
And it reminded me of like, I don't know, there was some, I don't know, like one of the Costin things. Wasn't it like a bum stole like Costin something out of his thing?
Broke the window and stole his wallet and he caught him.
No, right, when he was skating. And then you see the footage at the end, like him confronting him.
Yeah.
And like you never see Costin like really mad, right? Well, I don't hang out with him, so I don't know why you would, right?
Yeah.
But it was
he's
like
in videos a lot.
It was like the fake mad. You know, like the fake mad, because it was after the fact, and he was like all in his face, and it was similar to when I was watching with this old man. you know you can beat his ass and you just didn't, right?
Yeah, no, yeah. Not good. Not good.
But he did throw your board. Now, what about the other woman who ran after? Was it you or is it your buddy? The woman with the big butt runs after the skater, and then when the skater like goes away, she sits on the ledge.
Oh, dude, that's definitely happened a bunch. The one you gotta watch is me, where this dude just basically tries to beg me for a blowjob. Ricky, you would love this one. Let me see if I can.
I don't think I would. I don't think I would. But
I don't blow him. bro. Calm down. Well, it's PG.
Hey, Anthony, I'm very glad that you told me you didn't do that. I appreciate that, but no,
but
I didn't think that was going to happen.
As far as like street encounters, because you like to skate in the streets and cities and stuff, I was in Providence, and this dude literally, I'm filming this little kid. He's not a little kid, but he was like 17, 18. Jacob Jensen, my homie, and we're in Providence in the projects, and he's trying to trick. And this dude just creeps up to us the whole time. And then he just starts mumbling something. And it was right at the height of COVID, like the whole pandemic. And he like was mumbling stuff under his breath. And then he started talking louder to me. And I'm just filming. And he's like, he's mumbling like, why won't you let me suck your dick? Literally. And I'm like, what? Speak up. I can't in the video. I'm like, what? I can't fucking hear you. Cause he had like,
are you telling me he didn't even offer you any money?
No, and then he's like, he said it again. He was like, why won't you let me suck your dick? And I'm like, dude, no, thank you. I'm trying to film. Like, I appreciate it, but no, thank you, dude. It was
busy. I'm busy right now.
He got in my face and I was like, back up, dude. COVID. Like, you're getting crazy. But like, and then, yeah, it was
he didn't care about COVID, dude. If you wanted to do that, he was getting close.
He did not.
He didn't care.
Let me see.
Well, look, dude, my phone is going to die.
Oh, dude, we've been going we crushed.
No, I'm just saying, like, it just gave me the 10% thing. And since my headphones are in my little port here, I don't know how to charge my phone and have headphones.
Well, to be honest, I gotta go take a shower and stuff. So, or just I gotta live my life good. Too. So.
Let's see if there's any last minute thing. That's dude, fun.
Again, Ricky, honestly, this was so much fun. And
yeah, it was fun. It's supposed to be.
If you don't mind, dude, you're in my rotation. So I've been going through, like, if you notice my podcast,
you can call him whatever you want, dude. Honestly. We can look, this idea came from something that I saw an interview that you did, right?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm not as organized as you, dude. Like, if I was with my fucking ideas, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I mean, I would do all kinds of stuff, but I'm not that way, dude, honestly. So I help, I leech off of you, dude. How about that one, right? No, but I feed off of your thing, but I have plenty of things. But there's so many different things within skateboarding that we can talk about because we have such kind of an association. We have an understanding of what we really admire about skateboarding as a whole and not individually. And we can make fun of all these different things. Man, you call me whatever you want. And we can do little segments just for fun. I'll tell you. Yeah. Because honestly, when Shannon and I do our own thing, clearly I'm going to have to get you on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Please. And honestly, the way I do my podcast nowadays is like, in the beginning, I was super excited about like reaching out to as many different people just so I could get a lot of perspectives and like capture a lot of skateboarding souls like in the podcast form. And then lately, I kind of move with it. Sometimes I change the schedule and like lately I've just been having all my team riders on. Like, it's been awesome because I'm like, they're like every week. So I have enough people that are involved and it's like,
no, for sure.
Four people a month. And then I'm already at like, that's a whole month went by and you have other people and all my friends. And like, I'm stoked that we are on our second one. And like, I've had Donny.
Yeah. And this one's the first one. We'll call this one the first one of how we think. This is the first one.
Yeah. This was just me and you. Yeah. There was no other bullshit involved. Yeah. So again, thank you. Thank you for doing this, man.
No, I love it. We just had some fun. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully people, when they watch it, they have fun as well. Because really, it's the difference between when I started and when you started and how we view things and the similarities within it, but differences of how we go about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic. No, fantastic, dude. Won't be the last time I'm going to be on your show.
Hell yeah, man. All right. Well,
we got a lot of different fucking ideas. This is half the shit we didn't even talk about.
I know we can do this again and again. So